Good morning, everybody. Hello. Welcome in. Hang on. Sorry, I robbed you of ASMR goodness. Hi, Red. Hi, Farash. I'm gonna go with Farash. Farash, welcome in. Do I look like a dad today? So, I'm well aware that the camera is doing the snapping, squishing, stupid thing again. I have no idea how to fix it. The only thing I can think is that it's just because I have to have like an extension going to my computer to plug it in, and I don't know. I need to look into buying a longer cable. I guess maybe I should do that on Amazon. I don't remember what cable it is though. Hang on, let me look. I think it's a USB-C, but I'm not sure. Anyway, whatever. We won't do it right now, but one day. So, we got the Steam page set up and have published. Well, we've marked it for review, so we're waiting for Steam to approve it. Our build is almost ready for the store page and like actually launching the game. The only thing we're missing is a trailer, and we need more content for the trailer, and we need some polished features. Oh my god, this thing is flickering like crazy. That's so annoying. Hey, Soupy, thanks so much for the sub. Did I open? Yeah, I opened. Anyway. Hi, Angel. Yeah, why is the camera doing this? I don't know. What if we set our settings to low and just deal with low quality? Does that fix it? Probably. Probably. Maybe for the new year, it's time to set up like my laptop and stream via my laptop, so my camera and everything could be plugged like straight into that, and then I just stream my development to my laptop. Right? Does that make sense? I don't know how to set that up, but I'm sure it'll work. It's not. I don't think it's the camera. I think it's the cable going to my PC, and that's like the easiest fix. But it would also be nice to just have like my laptop set up so I can just handle everything via that. But we'll see. Anyway, so yeah, we have the Steam page ready to go. It is just waiting on Steam's approval, which I don't think there should be any issues, obviously, or I wouldn't have hit submit, but there might be. And if there are, then we will fix them as soon as possible, and then they will be hopefully out by the 13th, I think was the goal. Maybe it was the 19th. I think it's the 13th. Because we're planning on doing Next Fest. So our goal is to launch our demo in Next Fest, and then directly after Next Fest, like the day after Next Fest ends, I think is the 3rd of March, March 3rd, and that's the goal for launch. So the game will be out in like 2 months, in less than 2 months, if all goes according to plan. Donation goal for new camera? Yeah, well, I think we're gonna change our donation goal because one, I don't think we're ever gonna reach $3,000 for packs, and we're already like getting too close. And two, the more I think about it, the more I wonder if packs is actually a bad idea for Swords and Magic. I just don't know if it's worth the effort. So, yeah, I think it's gonna cost us not only $3,000 for the booth, even if we can get some funding for that, which we may have funding for that. I don't know. I'm not sure it's worth it anymore. There's a slight audio video out of sync as well, like 1 second worth. Try refreshing. I don't know why that would be. It might just be the cable for my camera. What if I just like turn off? Hold on. Oh, well, I should have waited then, I guess, if it wasn't on your end. Hang on, camera's back on. It's just waiting to like load up, I think. At least I thought it was. It's not working. Oops. Oops. Oh no, is it gone? What did I do? Why is it not working? Now I broke it. It's not flickering, I guess. There we go. Okay, now is it gonna work? Ah, we're back. Okay, let me know if the sync is better. On my end, it looks like it's off too. Like it even looks worse now. Breaking everything. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we have 2 months to get everything finished in this game. These are all just randomly placed like placeholder things. These don't necessarily mean like we have to get all these levels done. In fact, I kind of want to change this from like a you know, Settlers of Catan map grid to like a big like treasure map kind of thing. I really love how shoot, what's the game called? It's hang on, I forgot the name of it. It's a roguelike deck builder, and it's set in the snow. It's like Frost something. Wild Frost? Yes, Wild Frost. So Wild Frost. Hang on, I gotta find the map. Has this map. And like, I love this, and I'm kind of thinking we should just steal some of this. Not steal, but make our own version like this. Like, I think we could do like icons for each level, right? And then like a dotted line or whatever that goes between them, and then we just have like branching such like places where it's like, oh, do we want to go this way or this way or this way? I think that would be really fun, and it'll look better than this. I don't really like this. It does mean that I have to like make like a well, I guess we don't. Yeah, we kind of have to make like a separate icon for each thing, but that shouldn't be a big deal. Random voice changer. Okay. I'll warn you, I don't know if this works anymore, but I'll try it. Okay, you have 30 seconds of random voice. Is there a random voice going on? There might not be. Please let me know if there is. Hello? Is there a random voice? No random voice, just regular voice. Let's look for, what is it called? Oh wait, it's down here, isn't it? This. We'll do it manually. Oh, it's gonna break our audio. Hang on. Hello? Can you guys still hear me? Yes. I hope so. I thought there was a random button, but now I'm not so sure. I don't know why this doesn't work anymore. Oh, you know why? I bet it's because I have to push this button, but I don't trust it. I'm gonna refund your points instead because I don't want to mess with this. Because I don't trust it right now. I don't want to break anything or like blow anyone's eardrums out today. Because I haven't played with this in a while and I need to get it set back up. My stream has just like been falling apart over time. Is there a moderator in here who can fix that? Fine, don't break anything. Yeah, sorry, Solix. I forgot how to do this. It's not showing up on here. If I remember to do it, I'll do it later. Oh, Angel did it. Thank you, Angel. Fastest mod in the West. Refund of the points. Thank you. Anyway, I think if we do like a map here, that would be more interesting. I'll just have to make like custom icons for each level, but that's not a huge deal. We can just make like, yeah, I think that'll be fine. Maybe, I don't know. Just thinking about it. Not using mod view at the moment. Oh, that's okay. Anyway, so what I actually want to do today though is actually set up a save system so we can save progress between levels. So, firstly, let's just set up a basic save system for our inventory and make sure that's working. And then once we have that set up, then we'll worry about setting up a save system for our quests. In fact, I was going to use Rama, but now I'm wondering if we, like, that might just be overkill. Like doing like Rama save on this might be overkill. Like I kind of already set it up, but sorry, I have a random cough that just like showed up yesterday. So for example, we can put, I actually did this last night. We put Rama save on these guys. We'd have to go in and set up their Rama IDs for every single one and then save the variables we want. And I don't know if that's necessary because I think I believe actually it's the quest. Wait, actually, where is it? It's in here. Hold on, we'll find it. Interactable. If there's a quest, then we do a quest interaction. If there's a challenge, we do a challenge. So find active quest. So we could just check to see like are these completed quests? No, these are just all the quests in the game. But we can do like a, oh yeah, right here, quest completed. Oh, we already have a blueprint component for saves. That's okay. I'm already kind of ahead of the game a little bit. And we have a completed quest thing, so we can drop all the quests in there, which are object references. That might not work. Maybe it will. We can try it. If that doesn't work, then that sucks because we're about to give each quest an ID. We have levels unlocked too. And gold, which we should change to crystals. So here, let me ask you guys a question when we have people here and I have an active audience who's going to answer my question and give me feedback and opinions on this. So when I hit play here, you can scroll around and check stuff out, right? So one thing we're thinking about doing is right down here in the bottom left corner we have a crystals thing. Oh, you can't really see. Hang on. I guess you can see. Oh, this is not full screen now. Hold on. Oh, that doesn't work because it's whatever, you can see now. So we have these crystals in the bottom left. In the bottom, where am I going? Over here. The bottom right, there's just the inventory button, which opens and closes your inventory, and the map button. So what I'm thinking is originally it was just going to be like in the levels you'd find crystals, and the crystals are what unlocks new levels. So you could just be clicking around on things, Also, the quality is really low right now because I had to set it to low to keep the camera from flickering. But you can just like be clicking around and be like, oh, here's a crystal or whatever, right? And some of them might be like quest rewards for like some dancing apples. Some might be like quest rewards for turning in a quest like this, etc. And then you get those crystals, and then you go back to the main map, and then you could unlock new levels with those crystals. Right? But then Jan and I were talking, and maybe so players know what things they haven't found yet, because that's the common problem in Swords and Magic, where like there's a bunch of stuff, but they don't know what they haven't found yet. What if we put a box at the top of the screen here for each level that just shows all the quest rewards or all like the secret things we want players to collect in each level? So, for example, let's say this one has like a pitchfork, a bone, manure, and milk or something, for example, right? So then you have to figure out, how do I get all these things? Well, this guy wants a bone, so obviously I'll get a bone somewhere. So you like figure out, oh, this guy, milk to get the bone. Okay, wheat. Let's get some wheat. Perfect. Bunch of wheat. Get our milk. And then that would like check off the milk. Like, ta-da, you got milk. You did that thing. And then you get the bone. Oh, that's not. Hold on. You give me the bone. Cool, got the bone. Check mark. Cool. Whatever that is. Got that. Check mark. Whatever, right? So you like unlock these things and you like find all the secrets, right? So it's very much like a hidden object search and find game. And some things could just be like random stuff. They don't have to be quest rewards. They probably wouldn't be sequential like that, like whatever. And we'll probably have, I think the goal is to have like multiple quests, like 3 or 4 different quests in each map. So it's like one like maybe longer, like more like puzzly kind of quest where you're like, how do I get this thing or whatever. And then we're actually also thinking about having 2 objects required, or having the ability to have 2 objects required, and setting it so you have to have like flour plus, bone or whatever is that. So you have to find 2 objects. That'll make that more interesting. And then maybe even having like an object plus a challenge or whatever to like, or like you have to have an object before you can do a challenge, which would be fun too. Anyway, and then like those would be like a number, right? Like let's say you have like 3 out of 5 you found, and you can go back to your map, and each one of these will show you like how many you found out of it, like 3 out of 5, 5 out of 5 or whatever. And then those will be your score essentially. Those will be how many crystals you have. So like it'll show like, I don't know, just like 5. I guess it'll just say like 3 out of 5, or maybe like a progress bar or something. Maybe it'll be like 35% or something, or 85% or whatever. Done. And then you would like grab like, or like you'd have that progress bar or whatever, and that would count I don't know, like tour crystals or something. Like I don't know how to unlock next levels. That's where I'm running into right now. I don't want to make it like super linear. Like I don't really want it to be like you have to finish this level before you can go to the next one. And I definitely don't want it to be 100%. But here's the thing, Hidden Folks does something similar where once you found a certain percentage of each level, it unlocks the next level. So we could do something linear like that. We could just steal that entirely, since this game design is like derived almost entirely from Hidden Folks. Not almost entirely, but a lot of. So like, yeah, we could just have like, once you finish like 3 out of 5 of this one or whatever, or like 80% or whatever, then you can unlock the next level. I don't know. Oh Lord, ad break. Sorry. I guess I will wait to explain more when the ads are done in 2 minutes. It's ridiculous. One more minute. If you guys are here and there aren't ads for you, congratulations. Just waiting. We're back. I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't know. There's a way to turn off like ads, but you have to turn off subscribers too. You can hear. I came here to see Kindred, not ads. Then Ryu got a sub. Wait, aren't you subbed? Hold on. You're subscribed, aren't you? How are you seeing ads? Oh, are you not currently subscribed? I don't know. This is just Twitch now, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know how to fix it. They really want their ad money, so they're I don't understand how you're seeing ads if you subbed. Oh, you subbed after. Oh, did you just sub right now? Am I blind? You did. Sorry, Rayo. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you sub during the ad break, it doesn't count, unfortunately. Also, hi, Didi. Thank you for your sub as well. So the reason Rama would be nice, Jana, is because Rama gives us, like... I can get a root directory and then get save games, I think. Get all save. I will get files, I think. And then we have all the save game files here, I believe. And I have this set up in the MMO Maker project, so I can go just copy that code. That would be nice. The problem with Rama Save is that it does mean I have to attach all of the save data to an actor in the world. You can't just, like, save things randomly, and I can't put save data on a component because it has to be a component itself. So I have to put like the save data on the player character or pawn or whatever, and then I have to just but then I have to load the character. It's a pain. It's kind of annoying. It's not. I don't know. I don't think Rama's worth it right now. This is the only reason it's worth it, is because I can just get a list of all the save games. But I don't know if I can do. There's I think there's a way to get I don't remember how to do it. I think we have to make a save game of the save games, and then we load those in. But I could be wrong about that too. Anyway, yeah, I don't know how to fix the ads. I've only heard of one way to get rid of ads entirely, and it's to basically like turn off or opt out of your partner agreement, like just cancel your partnership with Twitch, and then you can turn off the affiliate link too, or not affiliate link, but like your affiliate status with them too, and then you can opt out of ads, because then you don't get any ad money because you're not like opted in or whatever. So like at that point, like I don't really want to lose my status on Twitch. Like I worked hard to get that partnership, and not that it means a whole lot anymore, but still, like I don't want to opt out of that. Plus, like sub money is, like $100 a month sometimes, so sometimes it's useful. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, Board Game Wizard. This is a relatively new game. It's been in the works for a couple months now, I think. I think I started it in November, so it's been a couple months, I think, and I haven't really been working on it super actively through December, a little bit here and there. I really only put in like maybe like 2, maybe 3 weeks of work on this game, and we're pretty much to the point where like there's a couple features missing, but other than that, it's just content. And Jana has been pretty much knocking. Well, she'll probably get to the point where she can just knock out a level in a day, and we only need like 30 levels or so, and eventually I'll start making levels as well. So I figure we'll probably knock out a handful of a whole bunch of levels, and we'll get our demo done, and then we can technically wait to launch the game. But the goal is like a week after our demo comes out, the game launches. That's the plan. Feature complete, gold, ship it. It's close, not quite there. One thing I hate about Fab is no wishlist function. Yeah, no kidding, Angel. It's so annoying. The worst part for me is that I had like probably 20 or 30 items on my wish list that I was keeping an eye on because I was like, I'm gonna use this for like a future project that I like have planned, but I'm not ready for that project yet, and I'll buy this on sale or whatever. And then now all those wish lists are gone, and I don't remember what half the assets were or what the plugins were or whatever. So now who knows if they'll get bought again? They'll ever get bought again. Anyway, yeah. So if we're gonna have a list of multiple saves, I don't. Do we need that? Do you think we just have like one save game? I just feel like this game is not that complicated that you're gonna have like multiple reasons to play through it with different saves. Let's do a quick Google. Best practice for getting a list of save games. I see how to project save directory to get all the save files. Is there a good way to load some basic info about save files for the user without loading all the save files? Hold on. Project save direct. Oh, okay. Well, that gets the directory. What is the difference? Turns the save directory of the current game by looking at project. Gets the save directory of the current project. Oh, project save, duh. Then what do you do with this, though? Hold on, we're doing more research. I love that this person's answer is just loop through the save games and check if they exist. Yes, I think the question this person has is like, how do you get the save games? Like here's the problem. Like we can save. I could. I don't know. I don't know how to do this. The idea behind this is that the slots have predetermined names. You create their names in a loop via an index, check if they exist, and then load them if desired. Okay. Okay, so we would just call our save game like save game 01, right? So we would just that means we'd have to like lock we'd have to have a finite limit, right? So you do like if we wanted to load, let's make like a let's just do get save games list. We would do a for loop. I think my music is too loud. And now it's too quiet. So we do a for loop. We'd have this. We promote this to max save game slots. And we would do, does save game exist? And then we'll have to, yeah, this is gonna be a pain. Do we want players? We want players. You know what? Maybe we just have like 3 slots. I think that'd be fine. We just have like 1, 2, 3, like 3. Like a lot of games do that now, right? What's up, Mike? We're working on a game called Seeking Adventure. It is a relatively new project that launches in March. It was roguelike, but the settings I wanted saved. Yeah, I have trying to change my mindset on games this, not games, but like game development in general this year. And my goal right now is to, I just want to launch more games, and I want to make smaller games that have less time investment after Swords and Magic. And so right now, that's what I'm trying to do. So I started this in I think November, and I just kind of worked on it on and off. But I'm pretty much going full time on it right now until it's done. The Steam page has already been submitted to Steam, and we're just waiting for Valve to check it off. We already have a demo page set up. We already have all the the art for it set up. Like everything is like pretty much in the works and ready to go. The plan is to launch our demo during Next Fest, which is in February, I believe, and then right after Next Fest, the game launches. If for some reason that doesn't happen and we just get the demo out and we have to wait another month for the game to go out, we could, but I don't want to. I think if we have like a new game out by like March, that's kind of amazing. So yeah, so what I'm thinking is we'll just do 3 game slots. So we'll just call this 3 for now. We'll set this to 1 because that's easy. And we'll do append, and we'll just call this save game 0, 1, 2, and 3. And then what we'll do, actually, well, I don't even think I need to get the save games list then at this point. Well, I guess we could. Do we want players? No, it doesn't matter. What do we want to do? What do we want to do with this? Like, save, should we show like your crystal currency? Also, oh, so this is what I was actually talking about before we left, is we were talking about how you collect crystals in each level. And then I was thinking maybe we should have like a checkbox or like a checklist of things you're supposed to find at the top of the level instead. And for each one of those things you find, that will give you like 1 crystal. But it'll be sort of like heart containers in Zelda, whereas instead of like spending the crystals, it's just like to unlock the next level, you need like 15 crystals. And then once you have those 15 crystals, you click the level, it'll play a cool fanfare or whatever, and then you've unlocked that level. And then you can go into it. And then you'll see like it's 0 out of 10 crystals or whatever in that level. Such an interesting project. Love the art style. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it too. It's not my art, but I need to make custom art for it because a lot of the art that we do have is not going to work exactly how I want it to. But yeah, it's definitely a unique project, and I think that it's going to be, I don't know if it's gonna like sell super well or anything, but that's okay. Like, my goal is kind of like $10,000. That's like enough to justify the time, I think. We'll see if that changes. I might change my mind depending on when the game is actually ready. That's what I missed, Jana. How did I miss that? Also, the quality right now is really bad. Like the anti-aliasing is like causing this weird like blurring and stuff, and that's because the quality is set to low, so my stream doesn't, or my camera doesn't die on stream. So just keep that in mind. You get a lot of wheat. I think it's fine. She was worried there wasn't gonna be enough wheat there. Maybe the farmer and the cow need to be in different locations, so it's not as like obvious that it doesn't matter actually. Equip the cape. Now I can defeat her with charisma, which I did my first try. Now I get the hood. And now I'm ready for the next. Oh, this shouldn't be repeatable. Wait. No, it was the pig. I need another carrot. There we go. Now I got a pitchfork. So like all three of these could be crystals, right? And then we could have this one could be a crystal too. We need to fix this error. I think it's only checking for consumables and equipment, which is why it's erroring out. But anyway, yeah, that's that level, which is fun. And then you could go back here, and it would now say like, you know, like 5 out of 5 crystals, whatever. Like you'd see the crystal, and then 5 out of 5, and then you'd have like a total crystal here. So we could show on the save file is the total amount of crystals, and maybe your health, maybe time played or progress. I don't think time played. I don't like that. I don't want players to think like they're trying to like beat a time, or like I don't want them to feel guilty about how much time they've invested. It's supposed to just be a very casual, like laid back, like click on stuff and see what happens game. I also noticed 5.5 has some issues with images. Not a fan of that. I have a ticket in for it. What do you mean, right? What issues? You're welcome, Jana. Okay, we're gonna build that save system right now. So the question is, let's make a struct with all the save data we want. Maybe. Like I don't know. I guess we don't need to do this. We could just have each save game like file like widget pull the save game that it is, right? Like we'll just give them each an ID. That'll be easy, and then we'll just have it say like load this save game and load this thing. It does kind of suck that they have to load the entire save game for that, but it's negligible, right? You're gonna load an inventory and like which items you have equipped, and that's literally it. And your quests, and a couple other like random like integer variables, whatever, probably. So that's fine. We already have Steam to make us feel guilty about playing games too much. Yeah, that's true. Or proud. Like when I see like how many hours I have in the finals, I'm proud of that. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, I don't think we need this. So we'll just get rid of this. We don't need this list thing. We do need to check that. That's fine. Load game. If we have a save component, I don't think we're going to need to be loading the game from here. I think we'll only load the game one time. So we'll need a title screen. So, all right, let's start from the beginning. So we need a title screen with our like new game, load game. All right, title screen. Let's add a canvas panel. What? Oh my God. Okay, that's fine. Good. Okay, let's add a vertical box. A button for new game, load game. Let's center this. Zero those out. Do 0.5 and like point it doesn't matter. Do size to content button. We're gonna do some text on the button. This will be grayed out if there's no games to load. Oh, so we are gonna need like a blueprint function. Well, that's fine. We'll just do this in the widget code, I guess. We'll just check to see if any of those save games load or exist. That's easy. Okay, and then let's make this not tint. We want tint. I don't know. Green. Well, we'll figure more of this out later. It's fine. That's good enough for now. Let's make this a variable and call this button underscore load. And then we'll copy that button and duplicate it and call this one button underscore new. Let's grab both this text and change to our cute sour gummy font. We should have like customized this more. Let's copy the normal style and paste that in all the other styles. Disabled is going to be all desaturated and grayed out. Hovered will be bright. Okay. Let's add some padding. I kind of want to use Unreal's new like widget layering system, common UI thing for this. So we can like load it on top, but then we need to disable the previous one. I don't know, probably not a big deal. Maybe we'll just hide it when we pop it up. Let's do an image. Stick it on here, and we'll just center this as well. And we'll scale it up when we're ready. And we need to go in and import our image. Let me find it. Oh, wrong one. This one. New folder, images, I guess. And then we'll put that in here. I don't know how big we can actually make it because I don't know how big this actually is. We don't actually need this. That was bothering me. This whole thing should be like slid up though. This is like, no. This. I'm sure I'm gonna tweak this a lot, but good enough for now. That's still bothering me. That's whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's get this working and then we can make it pretty later. Um, I also need to like make a level that I can load in behind this. And just for funsies, I feel like the title screen level should have like things to click on. Maybe not like quest related things, but like things should happen on the title screen level. Because it'd be fun. With my most played game, it's Proud, Guilty, and Disappointed. 951 hours in Factorio. That's a lot of hours for any game. I don't have that many hours in any game. I might in Minecraft, but I'll never know. Okay, I can't. I can't do it. Okay, that's better. All right, load game needs to open a new widget, or actually we'll probably just show it. Probably just animate it in. But let's go in here and make a new widget. We will actually just make a widget for load game slot, and then we won't make a widget just for all 3 slots. This is going to be a button. We're going to do desired, and then we're going to put text on it. Actually, we're not. Hold on, because we're going to put, it's going to be text, but we want to do a horizontal. Let's see. Should we show how many hearts you have? I don't know if that's important. Let's just show how many crystals you have. So it'll be a horizontal box. It'll be a vertical box with a horizontal inside of it. And then text goes here. This will be save game 1, I guess. I don't know what do we call each slot? Sure. Sure, that's fine. Let's make the buttons blue for some reason. And then we'll make them pretty later. Do we gray out the slots that don't have any, or do we just not show them? We'll just collapse them. We'll just put them in a horizontal box and we'll just collapse the ones that don't. Like there isn't a save game. Actually, you know what? Maybe we're doing this. Maybe we're going about this wrong. Maybe instead of doing a load game and new game button, we just pop up the title screen and it just says like press any key to start or whatever. Just to have that. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's unnecessary. And then we'll just like click through it and like maybe it'll like float around or whatever. Yeah, well, we can't click on things behind it either. Maybe it's fine. It doesn't matter. We'll just show the title screen and then maybe just like fade it out and then show the 3 slots. It'll just say save game 1, 2, and 3. And then each one will show like it'll say like no content or something, or like no save game or something underneath in parentheses maybe. Or it'll show the number, or how about this? It just shows how many crystals you have, right? So it'll say 0 out of 350 or whatever. Or should we just show a progress number, like a crystal and then a percentage sign that just says like a percentage of all the levels in the game? We're gonna have to math that, or can we do that manually? Probably gonna have to math that one. Make it an even 1,000. Yeah, 49 more hours to go. I'm at 1K, but I got a little burnt out playing it when Space Age came out. Yeah, I bet. I have actually never played Factorio. I think I played for like 10 minutes once. I got really into what's it called? Satisfactory for a while. Um not like far enough into, like, I think I got to the point where we had like the travel tubes, and we had I think it was my brother and I were playing, and we had like the automated like vehicles driving around. I think that's about as far as we got. I don't think we got much past that. I think we were working on a train at the time. We never got to it. But it's been a long time since I played, because the train was like brand new when we got there, or maybe it came out like afterward. I can't remember. Anyway, I think we're just gonna show the 3 save files, and you can click any one you want. Even if there's not a save game loaded there, we'll just have one created with just an empty save game. And then once you click it, it'll just load that save game even if it's empty, and you'll just start from wherever you left off. Yes, this is the best way to do it. So let's do, yeah, that's fine. Image. And this one, this is gonna be a crystal. And then we're gonna do text for that percentage. Actually, I don't want that text. Let's just grab this text and paste it instead. And then we'll do a smaller font. We'll do like 18. Okay, 24. And then the image is going to be the crystal. I wonder if it doesn't matter. Let's do like 24 by 24. This is probably gonna be too small. And this will say like 15% or something. And then this will be centered. That looks fine, right? Maybe we'll put like a bit of a spacer, bit of padding on the top of this, like 5. And then what if we wrap this whole thing in a scale box? I feel like that might have been a bad idea, but because then we can just scale it up, hopefully. Okay, and then we go back to our title screen, go to designer, and we're gonna do we'll do this vertical box right here will be a, well, no, I guess yeah, let's just show the title screen and then have the 3 saves at the bottom and just click it. It just doesn't need to be that complicated, right? Well, we need a settings menu too. We can just put that on the bottom too. We'll get to that. We'll get to the settings. Okay, yeah, so let's just dump this. We don't even need this. Let's replace this with a horizontal box and then just get rid of the buttons here. Oh, I got rid of the image somehow. And then we will dynamically add the horizontal box. This is going to be save game box. Grab it on construct, pre-construct, I guess. I don't know if it matters here. And we're going to do no, we'll do a for loop. Zero to 2. No, we're gonna do 1 to 3. This will be easier. And we do does save game exist? We should have. Fine. Save game 0. append the index on the end of it. Okay, if it doesn't exist, we're gonna create it right here, right now. This will be the first time we do this. If it exists, we're gonna do a create widget, and this is gonna be save game. What? Oh, load slot. I know what I name things. And then this is where we actually need to load in load game from slot. Why can't things just line up? Epic. Okay, and then we do a cast to. Oh, we don't have a save game. Hold on. Content core blueprint. No, what is this? Just go here. Save game. We'll call this save game underscore. Let's call it save game. It doesn't need to be complicated. We should have one for settings though. Let's do this. Let's call this save underscore game. And then this will be save settings. Okay. Save game is going to have some variables. We're gonna like player save data. Perfect. Let's make sure what this has. This has inventory, quest completed, stats, gold. Okay, that's all. That's pretty much everything we need. Gold is actually the crystals. Let's go change that really quick. We should do a. We're gonna cause errors if we don't do this the right way. Save everything. We go in here. We change this to. Do we care? I don't care. I don't care right now. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Okay, that's all we need. I think on that is that just that one struct. So we go back to. Do we actually? Does this matter? Let's just do load game slot. Let's just do one variable that just says like save slot and make it a string and open it up on spawn. And then when we load it, title screen. Refresh nodes, there it is. That goes in here too. Again with the widgets that don't, or the nodes that don't match up. Only have 213 hours in Satisfactory. Much prefer Factorio. Really? Is Factorio multiplayer? Save game box. Add widget. Add child. What I meant. Okay, so we are adding all three there. We need one more thing. Our load game slot designer. Our scale box here. Oh no. Button. This isn't gonna work. I thought, yeah, I was just gonna manually put these in. Why am I creating these all? Why am I just creating these dynamically? I need to manually put them in so I can scale and make sure they look good. Right? It's like I get a plan in my head and then I just don't do it. I don't actually do the plan. Okay, so let's not create these dynamically, even though this would work. This no longer needs to be a variable. Nope. Load slot. So I don't want to do a spacer. Let's do I want padding. How come I can't add padding on this? I guess I just never mind. I just add it on here. That's not a padding. Ducks okay, right? I think it's big enough too, probably. Yeah, okay. And then we can put in here save slot would be save game 01 2 3. Okay, and then in here on pre-construct, no, on construct, we get the save slot. We do does save game exist? We'll just keep building this over and over again. If it exists, load game from slot. We should probably, no, it's fine. This will happen like while the screen is still fading in, so it really won't matter. And then we do cast to save player, save game. Get data, break data. We just want to look at how do we do this? Following plans is for nerds. I've played neither. I'm afraid of the time sink. Yeah, I don't blame you. Time sink, that's, you know, when I was a kid, not a kid, when I was younger, my like 20s, like the amount of content a game had was really important to me. And now that I'm older, I'm like, if the game loop is good, I don't really care if the game only lasts 10 hours or if it lasts 3 hours. Like, really depends on what it is. But like even like a big like open world like survival game, whatever, like, I'm expecting like 10 to like 30 hours, and that's like all I'm gonna have to put into it anyway, probably. And before I like burn out, or not burn out, but like get sick of it or bored of it, or like feel like I've experienced all of it, and then I'm ready to do something else anyway. Jan and I have been playing Return to Moria lately, the Lord of the Rings game on Epic, and for some reason it's like totally like enthralled me and like held my attention, and it's been really fun. But most games that we play like this are in the same like genre, are like do the same thing. On good loop and mechanics, yeah. We've been playing dwarves. We call it dwarves. And then Abby goes, "Are you guys playing dwarves tonight?" It's funny. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, but like I've been like really excited about it, but I do feel like it's the same thing as like most games where like we're gonna hit a certain point where I'm just gonna be like, I don't know. But I don't know, I actually have been really enjoying it, and I really do feel like we might actually finish this one as long as we are consistently playing it every night. It's when I take like 3 days off from playing a game is when I lose interest in it entirely almost. And then usually like I'll come back to that same game because I really did like it. And then when I come back to it, I either forget what I was doing or don't enjoy it anymore because it's like overwhelming because I forgot where I was. Or I'll start over and then I'll start over from scratch thinking, well, I'll just start a new game. And then I'm like frustrated because it's like, oh yeah, I've done all this already. And I just want to like jump ahead, but I don't want to jump ahead so far that I forget. Like I need a recap. Games need a recap. How amazing would that be? Like if you just launch up a game and it's been a while and the game's like, do you want a recap of all the things you've done? And you're like, yeah. And then it just goes through and like gives you like a quick blurb for like all these major points that you've done already. Then you'd be like, oh yeah, I remember now. Great, thanks. That'd be so great. Engineer it, make it happen, Captain. Yeah. Swords of Magic could probably benefit from a recap system. That'd be pretty cool. Players come back from a long break and they're like caught up on like, here's all the things you were doing. Here's the building plots you had. Here's all the stuff you were working on. Like that would be cool. I don't know how you do that, but I'm sure you can figure it out. Anyway, if we're gonna do a crystals thing that's gold here, we need to decide. We need to like figure out a percentage. So we'll need to divide this by a total. The problem is, what the hell is the total, and how do we figure this out? I don't want this to be a number that we have to keep modifying, because then we could get it wrong very easily. Then again, that's probably not a huge deal until launch, and at launch I don't really plan on adding additional content to this game. I just don't think players are going to be that enthralled by it that we need to add more stuff. And if for some reason it does, then by all means let's just do it, you know. And at that point I guess I can figure out a more complex way to track how many things there are. Maybe what we do, maybe we have a data table. Okay, I know what we're doing. This is gonna be a good way to do this. Blueprints. No. Data. Structs. Making a new struct. Struct underscore. This is gonna be progress. Okay, we're doing level. Oh yeah, maybe we can't do this. Can we do this? Damn, I don't think you can put a level in here. Sorry, doing some Googling. We might just have to do, we might actually have to like make it an ID. I mean, it's not the end of the world. We just do an ID for each level. Yeah, it might have to be. Okay, well, that sucks, but it is fine, I guess. Okay, so instead, we're just gonna do an item. Item? PDA item. Class reference. Yes. And this is gonna be an array. So this technically didn't need to be a struct, but it's fine. What do we call this? These are going to be goals. Goal items. Quinn is wanting a nap already. Oh, nice, perfect. Is your keyboard not level on the desk? What? Why do you say that? Your keystrokes are echoing? Either that or something in the background match your keystrokes. My keyboard is level on the desk, on my desk. I have music playing that you guys can't hear, but it could have been coming through the mic. Okay. If it keeps happening, let me know and I'll attempt to solve it for you. I'll be following Quinn soon, not literally, and more for bed rather than just a nap. Fair enough, Angel. Okay, so we now have a data table. No, we don't. We need to make a data table. We don't have any data tables in here. Let's go. I guess we'll make one. I don't know if we'll have too many more, but we'll make a folder for data tables. Miscellaneous data table. Struct, what do I call it? Struct progress. Okay, call it game progress. We're gonna add a row for each level. So we'll do, I think it's called map, no, level underscore village. That's annoying. Okay, and then we'll add goal items in here. So we'll say like, wait, what? Oh, yeah, right. Yes. So we'll say like, no, this isn't it. This is not what I meant to do. It shouldn't have been. I messed this up. Isn't it? Am I crazy? Isn't that not how you do it? Oh, yeah, I'm crazy. All right, so we'll do like leather boots. No, what's actually in her level? Pitchfork. We're gonna have to like build this whole like this. We're knocking out two birds with one stone here, which is nice. Okay, pitchfork. Cape. What else is in her level? Flower, message in a bottle. We'll just call it like that for now. That means we need to add more to our save game struct too. Because we need to say, well, no, we don't. Yeah, we do. No, wait, do we? Damn it. I think we do, because I think we need to save which ones we've actually picked up. Because we can't just give a number now. We need to have an array of the items we picked up from this list. So what we'll do is we'll have to have an array of like progress items, and then we'll have to mark each item that we want as a progress item. No, we'll just check this. We don't need to mark anything. So whenever you pick up an item, we have to search through. Whenever an item goes in your inventory, we'll have to search through this data table for the level. Find the level you're in. We'll loop through the goal items. If the goal item exists in there, then we add that goal item into our goal items like collected list one time, right? If it already exists, we don't do it. And then that's how we track how many items we have. We can't use like a gold value. Okay, we have to change our save struct. That's okay. So let's save everything. So we're about to change things, then we have to restart the game. So this is not going to be gold. This is going to be progress. Items. And this is PDA item object array. Okay, we checked that out, and now it's gonna be like, oh, we need to save all these things, but we don't want to do that. We want to close this and don't save. Wait, was there things we actually did need to save though? Oh, never mind, doesn't matter, because we just crashed anyway. So just send and restart. No, we saved everything beforehand. I'm dumb. Maybe it's the music. I can only hear whatever it was when you start talking or start typing. Oh, that's probably what's happening. Whoops, wrong button. All right, is it happening still? Yeah, you're probably hearing my music playing through a speaker because I'm an idiot and I should just be using headphones. Yeah. Here, let's just do this. No, it's not. I'll just turn that off, but not happening now. Yeah, okay. So that's what it was then. Yeah, sorry. I don't know why I thought that was I guess because my mic has a like threshold before it lets things through, and so the music wasn't loud enough to break the threshold, but when I'm talking it is, and so you can hear music in the background while I'm talking. So it probably sounds really bad. So I guess if I want to listen to music without broadcasting it to everyone else, I'll have to wear headphones from now on, which is fine. Barely hear it, and I have really good headphones on, so I assume others probably can't. Oh, it's fine though. I don't need it on. I don't know. I used to just stream whatever music I wanted to, and then Twitch would just like censor my things. But now my streams are going to YouTube, and I just like I don't mind it. Like I'm not monetizing any of my content on YouTube anyway on my streams because they get like 300 views or whatever. So it doesn't really like me like it's gonna be like $12 at the end of the year, you know, like all my streams added up. So I really don't care about the money so much, but like I just don't want to get copyright strikes or like whatever, you know. I don't want to get in trouble for it, and I don't want to be like streaming music that I shouldn't be streaming just out of respect. Anyway, so we have to manually add each level in and whatever items we want into that data table, which does suck, but it's I think gonna just be whatever. It's just gonna be a whatever thing. Anyway, so we have a progress thing now. Close these. Sure. And then this progress items. Okay, good. All right, load game slot. Now we need to go in, and instead of getting goal, we're going to do length of this divided by get data table from let's see, row names. This is going to be a pain. So what I'm going to do is probably build, we only have to do this in one place. Really, like right here is the only place we need to do this, because we're not going to show progress like this anywhere else where we need to know the entire progress. So I think we're going to bite the bullet and just, this is going to be a pain, but we're going to do it. It's fine. This is going to be, this function is going to be called get total, get, I don't know. It needs to be get total progress, I guess. Doesn't matter. Again, we're going to use this in one spot. Okay. For each loop, we're going to do get data table row. break length, promote this to a local variable. This is going to be cached total goal items, I guess. Okay, and then, oh, we need to do, hold on. I promoted that there, but I needed to add this to it. Okay, and then we do return. Total progress. It's not even progress. This is what is this called? Why is my brain max progress? Yeah. That's the maximum amount of progress that you can make in the game. So that's what we're looking for. So also let's make this pure because it's cleaner. And then we do, what are we doing? We're in the save slot. We need to get this number is a variable percentage, and then this number is also slot name. Set text, format text. It's so quiet in here. We're gonna do percentage and then percent sign, and that goes, well, this is going to be a, actually that would be fine. Is that right? Did I do that right? I think I might have did that backward. Let's see. If we have 50 out of 100 items, we do 50 divided by 100, which is 0.5, which will give us 0%, which is not what we want. So this needs to be, this won't even give us, can I make this a float? And we do times by 100. And then we do truncate. Is that right? Because now we can do 50 divided by 100, which would give us 0.5, times 100 would be 50. Then we truncate that to 5. No, 50. Duh. Yes. That should work. Checks out. Okay. We did that. This should have been like a function. We need to load. What if we, that's fine actually. And then we just grab our slot name and we do set text on this one. Maybe we should call this, let's just do this. This is fine. This doesn't need to be complicated. Oh, okay, so this is something that needs to be localized, so it's got to be text. It should be exposed. So on the title screen, we can go in and say your save game 2. And then this should actually probably happen There we go. Okay, and then those should say 0% when I hit play. Let's go add this to our... I think this is done. Oh, we need like an on clicked to actually load the game and everything. And our player controller has, I think, our player controller has the save game on it. So we'll do our save system on that, like actually saving. Yes. Good. So that way, when we actually create the slot, we can save it onto the player controller, which will exist on the title screen. I hope. Should we just make the map the title screen? Or should we make... Oh, if we do that... It doesn't matter. We don't need to do that. The title screen can just make a save game. No, each one of the game slots can make it. So if the save game doesn't exist, we need to create a save game object from our save game, and we do save game to slot. And that's our slot name there. And then we will... Do we need to do all this stuff, or should we just do... Should I just do this? Zero. Because if there's no save game there, then we don't need to figure out how much progress there is, because we already know it's at 0. So we'll just save ourselves the trouble. So this will only be slightly expensive when we actually load the game for when you've got 3 saves on it, which makes sense. And even then, it won't be that expensive. Okay. I think we're good. Next, we need to actually put this on the screen somewhere. So we need to make an intro map. So let's go make a new level. Level show in folder view. Actually, let's just do this. File, new level. We just want an empty level. Create. File. Save. Current level. Level. Title. Screen. Okay. Now we go edit project settings. Maps and modes. Default game default map is going to be our title screen. Editor startup can be the level map, that's fine. Sure, doesn't matter. Okay, and then in here we need a game mode for this, which is in core game mode. Duplicate this one. This is going to be title screen. Really isn't going to do much, but oh man, our player controller is going to try to load in where are we? On begin play, our player controller is going to do this. We need to do get game mode. Cast to title screen. This is kind of hacky, but this is fine. And then we'll stick a little comment on here that says we don't want oh wait, that's the version number. That's fine. We do want that. We want the version number. We don't want the save system. No, not the save system. Damn it. What do we want? Inventory. We don't want to show the inventory on the title screen. So we edit this. We want to go to event graph. On begin play, we don't need to init equipment. We don't need to do any of this stuff. We could make a... Can you disable components? There's auto activate, which is turned off. Enable when inherited. True if this component can be modified when it was inherited from a parent. True if this component can be modified. Oh, editable. I'm blind. It says editable, not enabled. I was like, that doesn't make sense. See, like this component, like I think these already just work. They just do their thing. So that's fine. We could do like a destroy component option here. Just so it's not even like doing anything. It just doesn't exist. But yeah. Okay, let's just assume that's gonna work. All right, load game slots, good. This should all be working. Title screen. I don't think we need anything here. That's all fine. We just need this game mode. Game mode override title screen. This is fine. And then we will go into this and do add widget. No, create widget. Title screen. Add to viewport. Let's do one more thing on the title screen to make it look nice, just so this looks nice. We need something in the background here too. Maybe we'll just do, should we just do an image? No, because then I'd give me like a pretty high quality image. I'd rather like put an actual level behind here. So we might actually go in. Oh man, I might have to change this now. Like I'd rather have like NPCs running around and like an actual like living background. Maybe not. Maybe it's just simple. I don't know. Okay, I can't do the silence anymore. We're gonna do this on repeat. And then I have to change something. Hopefully I don't break things. Is it this one? Let's see. Guys, tell me if you hear music coming through. You guys hear music now? I think you do. Yeah. Okay. I couldn't do it in silence anymore. It's driving me nuts. Okay, let's just put a border on the background of this so it's just there's something going on. Or how about this? Let's do this and fill screen. Hello. 0, 0. This needs to go above here. That's horrifying. Cancel. That's content. That's tint. We want brush color. We'll probably make these like float around and stuff or something. Like maybe have them like bob up and down. That should work. And then let's do one more border. Just duplicate this border. This one is gonna go on top, and let's make it cancel this. And then we're gonna make an animation that says like fade in. Actually, do we want? Well, maybe we don't want to fade this in. Maybe we. That's fine. Actually, let's do fade out for this border. Render opacity. Start it at 0, and we go to 2 seconds and go 1. And then we'll load at the end of that fade. Okay, which means we need to start this at 0 render opacity. Okay, and then fade in. This isn't. Let's just start. Let's do anim. Let's just. I don't know. It's just called in. Call it in. We're not gonna fade. We're gonna actually pop all these things in. So let's grab. Our save game box, I guess, and we'll have that animate in from the bottom. So hold on. Let's first click off this. Let's go translation. And put this off screen here. Grab this image and put it off screen here. This definitely needs something in the background to make it like lively. Okay, in save game box, transform. Let's go like 0.5, I guess. And then we will drop this down, translation, and go like right there with it. Key that, go back a little bit, and go right there with it. Okay. And then we want to go back here and we want to add in our image. Transform. Is it not key? I feel like it needs to be bigger. Turn off snapping. Didn't key it. What? Is my brain not understanding how this is supposed to work? This goes down here. Key. And it bounces back up higher and then comes back down again. Okay, so obviously this is... It's because these are too close together. And now it's too much. Bounces down, bounces back up, and then falls back down again. This should be the same right here. This should be smaller. Why is this like snapping all weird? Curve time. Yeah, there's a weird thing here. That's what I thought was happening. It's still not great. Let's go back to the curve again. I have another idea. We're gonna hit here. This is gonna be this. Still kind of crazy. I kind of want to like have it fall in from the side and have it like bounce, but it's probably not that big of a deal. Honestly, I don't know if I even like the bounce. It might be better if it just like smoothly fell in. Or had it like bounce back up and then smooth out. Like we just did this. Smart auto. Good enough. I don't know. We're wasting too much time on this. This is all polish. This is all polished stuff. I'm gonna change this 100 times. You can hear music? Thanks, GD. And Wizard. Okay, let's test this. This should load these things. These are not gonna load. Yeah, these are not gonna work. So we need to go back to those again. Forgot some stuff. Game mode should be loading that correctly though. Okay, and then this is widget load. game slot. Okay. Oh, that's happening. That's why. Okay. So. Oh, I did the wrong. Okay. We need to do on clicked. We already have this game loaded. No, wait, hold on. How does this work? Yeah, I guess this is how we do this, right? Actually, we don't want to do this. We just want to open up the title screen, and then we'll use the title screen to load in the level. So we don't want to actually load it here. We actually load it when, not the title screen, the map level screen. Like when the player controller... That's okay, we'll figure this out. It's fine. So what we actually want to do is play an animation. Wait. No, we don't. We want to do... Why do grandmas just have an aura that most of the time makes kids behave? I think it depends. I think here's what I think it is, because I grew up like with my grandma raised me for most of my life, for most of my childhood life. And I think what it is that, I mean, maybe this doesn't count for me, but grandma's usually the one that saves you, right? So like, here, think of it like this, okay? Let's say that you have an altercation with someone at a grocery store, and the guy gets like super belligerent, and you end up having to call the police for some reason. We assume it's a guy, sorry. When the cops get there, you're probably not gonna be a snarky asshole. You're probably gonna be like on your best behavior because there's police around, right? So, or it could be respect. There could be respect for grandma. That could be part of it. It's probably a big part of it. But I think it's the same concept. Like maybe it's the respect for authority, or maybe it's just because you are like, you want them to trust you, and you want like to show them like, look, I don't do anything wrong, right? So like you do the same thing with grandma. Like you want grandma to see you as an angel because that's how she sees you, and then she just looks at your parent, your mom or whoever, is like, oh my god, he's just fine, he's behaving just fine. I don't know. That's how it was with my grandma anyway. Is that whenever my mom was unfair, everyone ran to grandma, and then my grandma would come save us. Anyway, we're doing an event dispatcher. We're saying game loaded, and then compile that, and then we add a parameter for string, and this is going to be save game slot, and compile that. And then you pull this out. You have to compile between each one of these when you're doing dispatchers, because otherwise you can't like make changes. You have to delete it and put it back in, which is annoying. Save game slot goes here. There we go. Okay, and now on the title screen we go graph, we go event construct, and we're gonna grab our widgets. Let's just do save game box. Get children. Get all children. Get all children. For each loop, we do cast to load game widget, and we do a bind to game loaded. Loading game. And now this is where, oh, interesting. We need to like, do we load? I don't know. Can we load it here? I think we need our our controller doesn't persist between levels. Our player instance does. Player instance? Game player, what is it, which one persists? Game instance, I think. Damn it, I hate that I have to look this up. My in-laws' kids, which are pretty young, but the 2-year-old is the worst, and whenever grandma's around, she's well behaved, and grandma doesn't do anything. With another family, but like their 6-year-old. Yeah, it's weird, huh? It might just be, sometimes like kids are like a little bit timid or shy, right? Like around new people, or just people they're not as comfortable with. Like personally, like I'm not as outgoing or like myself when I'm around my in-laws, any of them. Obvious. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious, but like, so like I'm obviously on my best behavior around them as well, because I'm trying to make a good impression or whatever. But I'm sure like your 2-year-old's probably not trying to make a good impression, but there's a good chance that he's just kind of being like shy or timid or whatever around them. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what it is. But yeah, I know you're coming from though. I thought it was game instance. Does the save game object persist? If I load the save game, I have to know, because I have to store the save game somewhere. Storing a variable in your game instance. Okay, so I have to go to game instance now. So let's go to core. Do I have a game instance? No. Because I have to know which, like the thing is, like once we load that, we have to take that save game slot 1, 2, or 3, and we have to know which one we loaded. So that's got to be stored somewhere, and it's got to be stored in the game instance. We could technically just load the actual save game right here. I'd rather just load it, begin playing the next one, because we're gonna have like a black screen and it'll fade in when the loading is done, and that'll be fine. Like this game is gonna take so fast, it's gonna load so fast it doesn't matter. Okay, so we want to do a blueprint class. We want to look for game instance. BP underscore game instance. That's fine. We don't need anything special. And all we're gonna do is have the save game on it. We just want a variable save game loaded. How about like this? It's loaded save game, so we know which one it is. Save game. Uh-oh. It's this one. I messed up by calling it save underscore game, so now it just looks like a regular save game like file. Okay, so this will remain through the level. So when we go to games, title screen, and we get our save game, we could have technically just done this in the load widget, but it's fine, whatever. Get game instance. Oh no, we want to save the slot, not the save game. Never mind, this doesn't matter. Loaded save slot. Sure. Yeah, like we could have just done this and then thing, but it's fine. This is more cleaner, like, or this is cleaner because we want to handle all the loading stuff in our, it doesn't matter. We're technically doing all this anyway. Doesn't matter. Get game instance. We already have it set up like this. We're gonna keep doing this. Cast to BP game instance. Set loaded save slot. Right there. Okay, and then we do then we play our animation. This is our fade out. Play with finished event. Self reference. Oops, to play one, play XP one, finished. Okay, when we finish, we want to load level from reference level. Load level. Load open level by object reference. Level map. Okay, great. Let's go to our map then. Or yeah, I think the title, our level map. We'll have to, well, no, let's do this in game mode map. Begin play, we do our user settings, that's great and all. And then in fact, we should be loading our user settings, but it's fine. I think we're just, like, our video settings, I think, are literally just going to be like low, medium, high. Like, I don't know if, like, players need a bunch of user setting, like video settings and stuff for this. And then our audio will be like music volume, sound effects volume. Over, like, master volume. That's probably it, right? My son is an angel. Just kidding, but he is much better behaved. Is he your oldest? My in-laws' kids are pretty young, but the 2-year-old. Oh, your in-laws' kids. Got it. So he's not your. Oh, and she. Yours, but you said your son. Okay, now I'm confused. We only have one right now. Another is on the way probably this weekend. Oh, wow. That's fast. I mean, I guess it's not fast for you. It's fast. It seems fast for me because I just heard about it. That's cool. That's exciting. Or it's close. Sorry. That's close. That's awesome. So you have a boy, or what's the next one going to be? And how old's your son? We have 2 kids and they're 8 years apart. We didn't mean for that gap to be that long. We wanted 2 kids, and then we were like, maybe just 1 is enough because this is already a lot of work. And so we just kind of like put it off. And then we were like, you know what? We need to make a decision. Are we gonna have another kid or not? And we ultimately decided no. And then was like, you know what? If we're not gonna have another kid, we should get a dog. So we got a dog, another dog. And then like 6 months, 3 months later, I don't remember how long it was. Let's see. I don't know. Let's ask Jana. She knows. I don't know. Shortly after getting the dog, we were like, oh, well, we're pregnant again. So now we have a dog and another child. And that was a lot more work than we wanted it to be too. It did go fast. We're nervous. Having 2 is going to be a change. Another boy. Yeah. We had a girl and then we had a boy. And it is like night and day difference. So at least you kind of know what to expect. I mean, every kid's different, but like, I don't know. I was not expecting that much of a difference because like everyone told us like, oh, boys are like totally different growing up than girls are. And yeah, it is kind of weird. And I don't know if it like has to do with like treating them differently. I don't know if it's nurture or nature, but yeah, they're definitely different. Made the mistake of having a kid after 18-year gap. Oh my god. So much harder at nearly 40 than it was at nearly 20. Jeez. Yeah, so I'm 36 and our youngest our toddler is almost 2. He'll be 2 next month on the 1st. But yeah, 18 years is crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, I don't want to say I'm nearly 40. But I'm almost nearly 40. You know the feeling then? I'm 38, my son's 5. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll be approximately the same. We had our kids at the same time then, about the same time. And yeah, it is pretty exhausting. Luckily, I think the reason it's actually been so much easier this time is well, one, I'm not really doing as much this time. With Abby, I was a stay-at-home dad and I was going to college, and then I started this game studio around the time. So it was like, it was a lot going on, like taking care of a child for the first time ever, not really knowing what to expect and like how to handle things. Every time she got a fever, I was in like full-on panic mode for like 48 hours until it was like gone. Now it's like, even now, like she gets a fever and I'm just like, you're good. If you just let me know if you want some medicine. Like, it's just like, if it gets too high, we'll give you some medicine. It's fine. I don't panic that at all anymore. But yeah, but then like this time around, Jana is home this time. She worked obviously last time, and now she's home with the baby. So it's like, I don't have to do as much heavy lifting this time as she does. And she's on the PTA, and she pretty much takes care of Abby too all the time. Abby's very self-sufficient now though, so she's not like a hassle or anything. But yeah, there's still a lot that she handles that I don't have to this time. So it seems easier around this time, but that's probably why. But it's still exhausting. And he's wild. He's crazy. For Christmas he got it's like a couch made out of a bunch of foam blocks, not like cubes, but like like cushions. There's like some circle ones for like pillows, and then there's like rectangular ones, and then just like flat ones, and then there's like some of like the seats have like, they're like archways, right? And then there's like a semicircle inside of it, and there's like 2 of each of those, so it's like you can put them together and put 2 semicircles inside and make a square cushion. It's anyway, and like he got that because he likes climbing on everything. So he's constantly climbing on the couch and then like flinging himself off onto the floor because he thinks it's hilarious. And so he got his own little couch to like build stuff out of, and now he just like stacks stuff up and then just jumps off it. So yeah, it's fun. He loves it. But yeah, he's crazy. It's weird. It's weird because Abby was not like that at all. And Abby was talking really, really early on. She like signed everything and then talked like really fast. We didn't really have to try, and every single doctor visit was like, oh yeah, she's way ahead of the curve everywhere, like always. And with Quinn, he's like behind. Like we were like, he's not talking yet, and the doctor's like, give us some time, it's fine. And we're like, okay. So he's the exact opposite. But Abby didn't, like, she was not very active at all. She would just kind of sit and be mellow and, you know, play toys or whatever, and then watch some TV or whatever. She didn't like run around and be crazy, being crazy. And Quinn's the opposite. Quinn's just like not talking, but just like screaming and running in circles all the time. He's been in hospital at least once every couple months. Wow. Oh, because he's like wild too? Yeah, I broke my arm when I was like 7. Knock on wood, that was the only bone I ever broke. And I was not a very wild kid. My mom always told me I was a lot like Abby, like really quiet and everything. So I don't know where Quinn gets his craziness from, because Jana was also not very crazy as a kid, from what I've heard. So, oh my god, I'm so old. I'm such a dad. We bring up kids and I'm just like gushing about my kids. I'm that guy in the supermarket now who's like showing you pictures from his wallet. That's me now. And I just said supermarket instead of grocery store. I'm definitely that guy. All right, what am I doing? We are in the game mode. We need to load the game. We need to actually do like loading stuff. We made a load system, but it's Like we need to save through it. Well, it's a save system, not a load system. It's fine. Get game instance. I know what I'm doing. Cast to game instance. Get save game slot, which should be the same here, and we do a load save game from slot, and then we do promote. Actually, we don't need to promote this. Do we need to promote this? Should we load this load this on the save game, on the game instance, so we just have a copy of the save game? Should we just build our save game system on the game instance? We just call load game save game. Is that a better idea? Can game instances have components? No, they can't. Let's ask GPT. Yes, it's a great idea to centralize my saving and loading functions on the game instance. Okay, then let's do that. So save game, load game. We're just gonna ditch the save game on the player then. It's just, there's no point in doing the save component now. So save component, actually we'll just, it's on the player components. We'll, player controller, not player component. Ditch it, save, and then save component. We're gonna delete it. Oh no. Wait, how's it being referenced by these places? Quest? Okay, we're just gonna have a bunch of errors for a minute, and then we'll reroute everything to the game instance here soon. Ah, man, it's because we're like checking certain things. Well, I don't know, maybe we leave it alone. As if it will actually give you the right answer. So here's the thing, Didi. This is what I learned about GPT. GPT is actually pretty good at structuring things because it just has a bunch of information from the internet from like other people talking about things, right? It's not good for specific things. Like if you say like, how do I write the code to do this thing? It like, good luck. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be absolute garbage. That's just gonna catch on fire. It's not gonna happen. But if you just want to know like, where should I put this code, or how do I structure this code, or what methodology should I use to go about this thing, usually it's pretty solid. Not always great, but like if there was a good reason to not put it on a game instance, it would tell me about it. I'm almost certain that it would in this case. So like this is a situation where I would use GPT, but like there's a lot of times like this is basically I use GPT in place of a decent Google search. If I need like specific like super good information, I'll usually ask GPT for reference, like for like where are your sources, right? Like find or just do a search through GPT. Yeah, I don't know. Really good with math and concepts. Yes, it is good with that too. So if you need like specific, so it depends on how granular you're getting. If you're saying like, how do I build an inventory system? Don't trust it. Don't do it. Or like, how do I put these nodes, or what node do I use for this thing? Yeah, GPT is not really going to have you covered there. Sometimes it will. Sometimes it'll find the node for you, but most of the time it won't. And I don't know how it works in like actual like coding. I hear it's getting better, but I don't know if I would trust it. With blueprints, it's terrible. I imagine it's better with coding, but it's terrible in blueprints. But yeah, if you're like specifically like the other day I was working on the game jam game, which I threw out after like 2 days of work because it was just way more work than I expected it to be. Because turns out it's really difficult to actually build your own physics system essentially for like a skiing game. which I was not expecting, and I was really disappointed and kind of disheartened when I figured out how hard it was. So I gave up on that idea. It was supposed to be like a small gen game anyway, and it was going to require a bunch of art to make it look how I wanted it to look, and it is what it is. Anyway, but yeah, so I was asking GPT like how to do certain things with like vector math and stuff, right, to try to get this physics working for the skiing system, and it was doing a pretty good job. But yeah, when I asked it like overall, like how do I get skiing working, yeah, it wasn't gonna help me there, and I knew that. Don't worry, I'm here. I'm there too. I only have one kid with more on the way. Yep. He's never had any serious issues, but it's silly things. Last week you took him to the zoo. He stands under an elephant statue and then just jumps because he wanted to see if he just hit his head, and he did, and he had an egg-sized lump after it. Yep. Yeah, that sounds like Quinn. That sounds very much like, yeah. Constantly just like his back, like his lower back is always got little bruises all over it. And we're always like, how is this happening? And the other day I watched him and he's just like rolls off the couch onto his back, onto all of his toys, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's how. And then he rolls around on the ground on the top, over the top of his toys, and I'm like, this is how he has bruises all over his back. Like the kid's just not careful at all. He just does not have any concern for safety, and he just does whatever sounds like fun at the moment. Never done proper game saving yet? Yeah, I have, but I usually use plugins for most of this, or a plugin for most of my saving stuff. Surprising how fast GPT is getting more and more accurate with its coding advice. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, huh? Yeah, physics calculation stuff it's really good with. I don't know what version of GPT you guys are using, but AI models are an actual coin flip if it gives you a good answer. Well, I'm not proud of this, but I've been paying for GPT, like the premium whatever it's called, for like over a year now, which is like $20 a month, I think. I've been paying for it for a while, and I seriously use it at least once a day. At least. Usually like 10 or 15 times a day. And while I'm working, I usually ask like at least a couple dozen questions. Just like it, and sometimes it's just like idea things. Like sometimes I'm just like, what should I call this thing I'm making? You know, or like I need a name for this spell. It does this, and like it gives me like 5 ideas, and I'm like, maybe I won't use them, right? Maybe there's one that's perfect, and I'm like, oh, that's great, I'll use that one. But usually it spurs something and gets my creativity going. It's just like brainstorming it's so good for brainstorming. Like, I hate to say it because I'm also kind of like, I don't know, I'm also kind of like one of those naysayers who's like, AI is gonna ruin everything, like it's already like taking people's jobs, and it's like, you know, like why create AI to like do creative jobs when like we need AI to do like, you know, annoying things, like repetitive things. Like, why are we using it for this kind of stuff? But it does those things too, and it's getting better at those things too, which is kind of scary. But like when it comes to creative stuff, like it is just so nice to have, like, because I used to just bounce ideas off of friends or like chat or, you know, or like Discord, someone like, but the difference is that GPT is like ready at all times to just give me a million ideas for something, right? And I can go to like Discord and go to the Swords of Magic chat and be like, hey guys, I made a spell like this, what should I call it? And I'll get like maybe 2 people responding, right? And they'll have like 2 ideas. And so I have like 4 options, and not to be rude, but like oftentimes they're just awful, right? they're just bad ideas, or they just don't fit the vibe I was looking for, or they don't have the full context or whatever. And GPT doesn't care. Like, I can give it more context, or I can say, not quite what I want. Like I can sit and poke it and prod it until it like gives me what I want, or something similar, or something to get me thinking about it. And it's just so much nicer and easier to have something readily available at all times to do that kind of stuff. And like, don't get me started on like just like everyday like knowledge and stuff. Like, I ask it questions all the time, like, you know, can dogs eat tomatoes? Like, you know, like there's just like all kinds of random stuff that it's just like, it's so much easier just to ask GPT a question like that, when it's, maybe that's not a great question to ask like GPT, because like, you know, if it actually does make up the answer, you could poison your dog. So maybe like don't do that. But like, if you need like something that's not life threatening and it's just like random information or whatever, like I don't know how many seats are on the Senate or something. Like GPT is a great person or great thing to ask for that, not a person, but you know what I mean. Yeah, the stuff is good with how do I make an AI predictively aim towards a moving actor? Yeah, things like that. It's great. Yeah, if you ask very granular things, especially math related things, that's perfect. I don't really care if AI gives me the answer because I know it's normally going to be a lot faster and accurate than searching through never ending 1,000,000%. I think that's what GPT and AI does like very best, is it's like a tailored Google search for you. It's like asking someone who's really good at searching Google a question, right? Like you just say, hey, can you Google this for me? And then the person like goes and Googles it instantly for you, like right the second you ask. And then they just give you a generalized like answer back, and it's so good. It's so much easier than actually Googling it and then reading it all yourself and having to like digest all that information and figure out what information you actually need from that. And yeah, it's so good. Getting harder and harder to get feedback from friends. It's like the whole world's attention span getting smaller and smaller. Yep. Yeah, so another good thing, I think with AI, like people are like training AI to like play games and stuff, right? I think one day, and I don't know, maybe this is completely going to be null and void by that time, because like there will already be so many better solutions to like this. But I think one day it'd be nice if AI could give you feedback on things like games and stuff. You can already get like feedback on like writing and like design ideas, stuff like that. And like, I don't know, sometimes GPTs, like sometimes I'll be like, how do you feel about this idea for a game? And it's like, that's a fantastic idea for a game. That's so wonderful, and because of this and this and that. And I'm just like, I don't know if you're like being honest with me or if you're just trying to be helpful. So sometimes I'll ask like, well, give me like some brutal feedback, or give me like your brutally honest opinion or whatever. And then maybe sometimes I'll get better opinions. But that is kind of the problem with GPT, is like all of your ideas are great ideas. Like you could be like, I'm thinking about eating a raw cactus, like needles and all, and it'll be like, that'll be interesting, just make sure you do this. And like it's not like whoa dude, don't do that. It's always tells you it's a good idea. The general brainstorming is perfect. It's a perfectly good use, but for actually having it do things for you, it's pretty bad generally. Yes, it really depends on what it is though. I think it's getting better, and honestly, personally, I actually think this is what I hope happens. What I actually want to happen is I want AI to get like 10% better than where it is, maybe not even that. But what I kind of want like the Ouroboros of like AI to happen, where it starts like kind of eating itself, meaning like there's so much AI content out there already that it starts training on itself. And I kind of just hope it just gets to the point where people are like, okay, we have to stop training it because it's now just like inbred. You know what I mean? Like it's so bad now. It's going to keep getting worse and worse because it's just feeding off of itself now. And I hope that we kind of get to that point, and then like, it's like, darn it, it didn't turn into super intelligence. Darn it, we don't have AGI. Darn it, we don't have all these crazy advancements like we wanted to. Because I think like that territory comes with a serious issue, and that like a serious fear that like super intelligence will just, someone's gonna be like, hey, make me the best cup of coffee ever, and then 2 days later the entire human race is dead because that AI is now needs to like make the best cup of coffee ever, and if any human could possibly unplug it, then it can't do that, so it may as well just kill everything, right? You know what I mean? Like, we're getting to the point where like I don't want that to happen, obviously. And so I think that humans are also just feeding off their own BS. True, yeah, like that's true, like we are, right? But I think as humans we have the ability to look at something and like think for ourselves and decide if we actually want to believe that thing or not, or if we should believe that thing, if there's enough evidence, and like if it's a good thing to believe in, and if it's good for like us personally. AI doesn't really have that reasoning yet, and maybe we want it to. I don't know if we want it to go to that level, and maybe we're getting there. I don't know. But that's the difference. I think AI will just look at something and take it at face value and be like, this is fact because I read it on the internet and this is how it works. I I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like AI already is pretty decent at distinguishing things like fake from real, or like false information from real information, but not always. Like look at the Google bot, like the Google Gemini or whatever it was like you should eat one small rock a day. So who knows? It's definitely getting better, but I wouldn't even trust it to do my grade 1 math homework correctly. I think I would, but I wouldn't want to. Right? Like I think using AI responsibly takes, like, you do have to like look at something. I'm not saying you wouldn't. I'm not saying you would, Dee, from like a moral standpoint. But I'm just saying, like, I think a lot of people would do that. But I think using AI responsibly means you have to look at something and decide, is this a situation where I should just let AI figure this out for me and do it? So because I don't need to do this thing or know this thing or learn this thing or whatever. Or is this one of those situations where like I should do this on my own and figure out how it works and how to do it because it's going to benefit me in the long run? If AI keeps going the way it's going, no, humans don't need to know math anymore, right? We won't know math in like 50 years, 100 years, right? Like we'll stop teaching our kids math because the AI, like all the artificial intelligence will just do it all for us, right? Which is horrifying. Like it's scary to think that humans are going to get dumber because machines are going to do so much stuff for us. We're going to get dumber, we're going to get slower, we're going to get lazier. Like I don't know, it's kind of scary. I don't know. There's a lot of winding paths with AI and like thinking about that kind of stuff. I swear I've typed this load game from slot like 50 times today and like deleted it every single time. I'll be back. Are you saying you are back or you will be back? Oh, you said be right back earlier, and now you're back. Welcome back, Wizard. I tried to get some feedback on some lore idea for a project I was working on, and eventually it refused to talk to me because it accused my lore of being sexist. Yeah, so that's another thing I've run into. Oh shoot, we're on ad break. Never mind. I'll talk about it later. All right, so we're gonna promote this to a variable. Actually, let's cast to it first. Cast to save game. All right, so now we have access to that. We've loaded it. So now when we like set up our player, like when the player loads in first, whatever, we can go grab all the information we need from this save game in the game instance, and it's all just gonna be stored there, and we know it's gonna be loaded in. This happens on begin play. Oh wait, it doesn't yet. Oh no, there's no begin play on this. Oh, is there? So we need to call load game. Here. Oh yeah, we couldn't do that anyway. There's no, yeah. There's no way to do a begin play on a game instance because it's just like it starts before everything else starts, so it wouldn't matter. Okay, I don't know if I needed that comment there for myself. I think I would have figured it out, but good to have it in case I forget later how this works. Because yeah, we don't have like a begin play or whatever where we can like call that load game, which makes sense because we're not loading this when we open the level. Okay, so save game. Set save Data. Game to slot. Can you have multiple save games in a slot? Like, could I call this again and plug in a different save game here and have multiple save games in the same save slot? I don't know. I feel like it'd override it, but who knows? Let's just do a return value on this just in case. I don't think we'll ever run into an issue. I've never had a situation where like we couldn't save. We should have like a lockout though. Like we should have like a variable on here. I mean, we're only going to save every time you pick up an item, and you can't pick up more than one item at a time. We could do... I'd like to do like a save queue or something. You could also just save when you go back to the map, or periodically in the level. I don't know. I love ads. GPT isn't creative, so if you ask for 5 short stories about a dog, it might suggest a dog named Spot 5 times in a row. It could, I suppose, but I don't think it would 99% of the time. Because of predictive text, it like, well, I don't know. I couldn't tell you how it works exactly, but it does know like what it already has said to an extent. And I don't think it would suggest the same thing multiple times very often. Like I have seen situations where I've been like, can you give me 50 ideas for names, whatever, and it will say the same name twice, right? So I have definitely had situations like that. But I think the chances asking for 5 different stories and having the predictive text actually give you 5 of the same story is pretty slim. The chances are pretty slim. How long before AI has literal ad reads? Oh god, yeah, that's right. Like that's what we're coming to with this world. That's the thing that like is so frustrating, is that corporations like no longer have to worry about like where they're going to like place like, or like which land they're gonna buy or whatever. Like, you know, like they don't need like to physically like find a plot or whatever anymore. Like that's a thing of the past pretty much. Now it's like, how are we going to find more of your time? Like they just want our attention, right? Our attention is what like everyone wants to buy now. Road to Steam launch? Wow, Swords of Magic almost released. No, we're doing the Road to Steam launch for a new game called Seeking Adventure. But it's gonna be short. It's very short, very small game. The goal is March 4th for the launch date. So we are we can't do this anymore. Sorry. The game is very simple and short, and yeah, like the goal is just to make a very quick, simple game, because I've been making Swords of Magic for 7 years and I'm very burnt out on it. And I got really burnt out in like October ish and November, whenever this last like the Delver's Pass update came out. and I've been trying to like finish up Delver's Pass. There's still a bunch of stuff that I'm missing, like the map isn't finished, and like there's a whole quest chain in their quest line. All the Rivari stuff is not finished yet, and so I just burnt out really hard, and I was like, I need to do something different. And I don't know if I'm going through a midlife crisis or what it is, because I'm 36 now, but part of me is just kind of like, I can't spend 10 years making the same game. And so I just like burnt out like crazy on it. And so I decided that 2025, I just want to release a new game. We also need more money. Like Swords Magic is not making any money anymore. It like, even when we have like sales and stuff, we barely make enough money to like pay our bills. Luckily we had like a pretty good sale recently, so we're like a couple months ahead. But like being a couple months ahead is like pretty horrifying when you don't have like a stable income. Like that's it. Like we don't have any savings. We have enough. We just have like the money in our bill account for our bills. And so yeah, so like those couple months that we are ahead, like Swords of Magic will keep selling throughout those months, a little bit here and there, and we're still participating in every Steam sale and all that stuff, just because it's like the only way to make money right off the game right now. But like doing major updates, stuff like that on Swords of Magic doesn't really bring in any money. It just like it does bring some players back, but those players have already spent money, right? And that's like the worst thing about the game, I think, in my opinion, is like early access was a bad idea because one, a lot of players don't trust early access, so they don't know that the game is good or bad. They don't know if the game's gonna be good because they assume it's gonna be bad. Why did the title screen not work? Sorry, I got in the weeds. I saw it pop up and then it disappeared. I wonder if it's because, oh, I know why. I know why. Sorry. There it goes. Interesting. There's something over the top of the screen that is failing. Anyway, yeah, so early access sucks because you're making the same game for a long time, and like you have to keep finding a new audience at the whole time you're making the game. So you need to be marketing the whole time to like keep trying to like find new people to buy the game, because unless you're making like a games as a service or like a game with like a subscription model or a premium sub model or something, or have like microtransactions that you keep shuffling through like most games do now. So if you don't have that kind of stuff, you just have to rely on more and more people finding the game and buying it. And that's hard to do when you're trying to also make the game and you're trying to like update the game for existing players. And that's the thing, right? That's where like I struggle with all the time, is like, I want to finish the game and I really want to add new content for everyone who plays it, for you guys who play it, right? The problem is that 90% of the time, like majority of the work that I do when I build that new content doesn't actually turn into sales, right? And that's really difficult and like frustrating to like comprehend, because it doesn't turn into sales because you guys already bought the game. So getting a free update is awesome, and I want to do that, but I also want to pay my bills. And so it's just such a difficult balancing act. Like, I don't know, it's tough. Is there any possibility to offload the game for cheap, like an Epic free game giveaway or Game Pass? Yeah, so I've looked into that. So one of the big reasons I haven't actually done that yet is because I have to switch the entire networking system from Steam to Epic Online Services to do that. and I don't know how much work that's going to be. It could be like a week-long thing that I can just knock out and be done with, and then the game could launch on multiple platforms. We could put it on GOG, we could put it on Epic, we could put it on Game Pass. Like, that would be great. That would be awesome if we could do that. But I don't know how much work that's going to be. It means I have to redo like a bunch of achievements for other places. And then the biggest problem with it, I think, is that then any future content I build, I then have to make sure it works for all those places, and it has to be tested on those different places. And I have to make Steam achievements for all those different places, and like all that stuff. And that's like where it becomes a huge hassle. But I have heard that Game Pass pays a good chunk of money to get your game on Game Pass for free, because then you get, you know, who knows, 10, 15, 20, 30,000 players playing it for free, so they pay you for what they assume, like what they're expecting to, like, you know, bring in from that. So it could be, you know, that could be $50,000, it could be $5,000, I don't know how much they'd offer, but like it could be a good enough chunk of money to support finishing the development and finishing the game and calling it 1.0 and being done with it. That said, even if that was the case, even if we did make $50,000 and we could do that, that would be great, and it probably would fund the rest of the game, but I still have to make cuts, because that wouldn't be enough to fund it to the point that I originally planned it, because of all the overscoping we did through development. So much. What kind of game is that? Oh, I'm so sorry, I will explain it in a minute. It's been a while since I tuned in. Yeah, sorry, Nash fan. I will show you more of the game in a second. Me every year. I'm gonna release a game. Also me every year. I didn't release a game. Yeah, well, yeah, it's tough, right? That was my my New Year's resolution almost every single year until Swords of Magic launched was like, I want to finish a game this year. And I've still never actually finished a game since Swords of Magic still in early access. Though since I did launch on Steam and it has made money, I do count that as a like, I have a game out there. I have a game out. And the only reason I'm even like not too upset about it being in early access still is because Pal World came out in early access, and they still have Craftopia in early access. Might not be anymore, but it was. So I don't feel too guilty about releasing another game while I still have it in early access. But I do have a New Year's resolution to figure out how to resolve Swords and Magic. Like, I want to find the resolution. Like, I want to figure out, are we going to cut the scope? Are we going to like turn the Windless Woods boss into the final boss? Like, I don't think that's going to happen now that we released Delver's Pass. Am I going to like redo Azura and add the quest like line and stuff like that, and like a better intro sequence and all that, so the game feels more like complete and like tells a better story or whatever? And then we're gonna do like Bone Reach or whatever? Is that gonna be the final zone? I don't know, but I do want to resolve that game, and I'm it's not gonna happen this year, but I want to like get close to it this year. Like, I want like the roadmap in place to like finish the game and be done with it. Like, I love Swords of Magic as a dream game. I get to build all kinds of cool systems, but we're getting to the point now where every time I make anything, because of all the old systems, they're so like fragile. Every single time I build anything, it like breaks a dozen things that I haven't touched in like 6 months, and it doesn't even seem like it should be relevant anyway, but it is in some small obscure way where it like is linked to something else, and so it breaks something else. And this is what happened with Delver's Pass. I released Delver's Pass, added some new systems and new features in, and it broke so many old things that didn't even like seem like they should have been broken at all, that I spent like 2 months fixing bugs, like non-stop bug fixing for like a month and a half or so. And that kind of just broke me. Like, I couldn't do it anymore. I was just so done with doing that. And every single time I try to add something new that I promised, that's what it turns into. It's just like a month of bug fixing a bunch of other things, or like so much duct tape and like glue trying to like get something fit in that's not really supposed to be there. And the skill trees are one of those things. Like, everyone's been like, oh my god, it's been a year since you talked about skill trees and they're still not out yet. What's going on? And I'm like, I'm one guy making this whole game, and the skill trees were never meant to be in the game in the first place. They were just an idea we had to make combat more complicated, more complex, because people complained about how simple the combat was. And looking back, I should have said, shove off, right? I should have said, yeah, this is the original idea. This is the point of the game. Is it's supposed to be simple. It's supposed to be very casual. It's not supposed to be complex. It's not supposed to be a complicated like MMO battle system. Like this is meant to be, or combat system. This is meant to be simple, basic, like cozy. Like that was the whole idea from the beginning. It was just a simple open world game, and it has turned into everything but that. And so it's really difficult to like justify the time spent on that kind of stuff now. So I'm not sure if Craftopia is going to get finished. Yeah, I don't think it's going to get finished either. But that's the thing, right? Is like they somehow didn't get like totally, you know, like eaten alive for releasing a totally different game on top of Craftopia while it's not even finished yet. And that game blew up and made way more money. So I think there's a chance that releasing this, I might get some criticism being like, oh yeah, you launched this game, but it, and especially if it flops, right? If this game like doesn't make any money or anything like that, then I'll definitely get criticism. But I think unless it totally flops, I might get a little bit criticism for releasing it while I'm not working on Swords of Magic. But at this point, I don't care, you know. I'm kind of at the point now where I just like, I'm making games because I like to do it, and if you guys want to buy them, great, and if you don't, great. I don't care. I've kind of just checked out on like caring about what everyone else thinks about me making games, and I think I have to if I want to keep doing it, because it really like kind of killed the spirit for a long time there, and I don't like that. Am I like playing? What's going on? I don't know why that. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, time to focus. I want to. That's why, because I have that selected. We need to look at this. I think this is the. No. One of these borders. This one is, even though it's invisible, is hit testable. Here we go. We want it to be non-hit testable. And now we hit play. Nothing's happening, but should be happening. Oh, no. Save game doesn't exist. We set the percentage 0. Was that happening? Yes. Okay. Did we not set it up like what happens when you click on it? We did. Unclicked, we call this no, it's fine. Maybe this isn't happening. Nope, it is. Oh, I know what's happening. Edit, project settings, game instance class, BP game instance. Boom, play. Yay, we've loaded the game. Okay. Oh, my camera is going nuts right now. Cause we, god damn it. It's so annoying. Why does it happen? Of all the things the camera could do, like lag or whatever, why does it do this? You know what I mean? Now it's fine. I just keep working on new things to spend 1 to 2 months on it, don't finish it, get burnt out, and try again in 6 months. Yeah, Didi, I honestly think, so I did the same thing, like my whole life, right? I've been making games since I was 18. I think the longest I ever spent on a game before Swords of Magic was probably 2 months. And that's probably like 1 or 2 projects, or everything else has been like a couple weeks, you know? So I literally I've done projects where I like sat down and was like, this is gonna be so cool. And I make like 5 pieces of art, and then I never touch it again. Literally like 2 hours. And I've like give up on that project. I did the same thing for years. For forever. I've done that until Swords of Magic. And I know that going to college, getting my degree, or university, or whatever you want to call it, but going to school and getting my degree definitely influenced Swords of Magic and somehow changed my mindset on that. But I think what happened is I got out of college, and I think a number of things happened. One, I think a big part of it was that I had just finished my degree, and for years I told myself I was never going to be able to do that. Like, even when I started school for game art, and this is going to sound terrible, but my brain was like, you're going to get an iMac, or not iMac, a MacBook, and your computer sucks. So going to school for 4 months, sorry, I'll close that so you can actually see the camera not going blur. You go to school for 4 months and you get a free MacBook. It's not free. I paid probably like $8,000 for that MacBook when it comes down to it, and I haven't even paid that loan off yet. So I'm sure that MacBook has been like way more than it would have been if I just bought one outright. But I didn't have the money for it because I worked at Walmart and I didn't make any money. But I got a free MacBook, and I got a free graphics tablet. In my mind, it was free. And a couple other things too. And I was like, and maybe I'll learn something, you know, and if it's fun, then I'll stick it out. Maybe I'll stick it out. But in my mind, that was it. I just had to make it 4 months, because after 4 months into the degree program, that's when they send you like your package. Like the first 4 months are like the core classes or whatever, you know, like, you know, history of the internet and like stupid stuff like that. I think one was called digital literacy or something, or digital something. Anyway, they were stupid. And then I had to take like a college algebra, or like not college algebra. What was it? Like, I don't know. It was like a physics class or something. I think I took physics. But yeah, somehow like something happened, and I think it's because I wasn't working, so that's all I had to focus on. And I quit making games during that time too. I wasn't trying to make games anymore. I was just focusing on taking care of Abby and doing college. But somehow I was able to focus on that. And then like 4 months turned into 8 months, and then 8 months turned into like 2 years, and then pretty soon I got a call from my like student advisor, and they were like, hey, you're in the running for valedictorian. Do you want to reach out to like try to get some extra credit to like get extra points for your GPA or whatever, so you can get valedictorian? And I was like, you're calling the wrong person. I'm not gonna graduate. I'm gonna drop out after I get my laptop, right? Like, it was like I couldn't believe what she was saying to me, because one, I graduated high school by the skin of my teeth. Like, I literally had to go in like every single day to like 3 different classes after school and do like extra homework and like extra stuff just to graduate, because I was gonna fail like 3 different classes, and I needed all 3 of them to graduate, because I just didn't care in high school. And I don't know, the only reason I cared about that is because my grandpa forced me to do it. He literally brought me to school like 1 or 2 days a week to force me to do that, and I had to stay late a couple of extra times too. And I was like afraid of what he was going to do if I told him no and I failed and I dropped out. So I graduated high school, but just barely, because I was an idiot. Like, I told myself I was an idiot. I thought I was, and I was being an idiot by not actually doing my homework. But so yeah, when I heard that, I was like, this is insane. Like, this can't be me. But then I graduated and I was valedictorian, and I still don't believe that happened. I think it was way easier in Full Sail than it would have been in like any other college and any other degree, obviously. So I don't really like, yeah, I try not to put too much credit on the whole valedictorian thing. It's cool because of where I came from, but it's not as cool compared to like if I went to Harvard or whatever and got valedictorian. That would be quite the feat, right? Anyway, I just graduated, which was like an accomplishment I never thought I would ever do. I never thought I'd have a college degree. I never thought I'd finish that program, that degree program. Even when I went into it, going into it, knowing I was spending $50,000 on it, I knew I wasn't going to finish it, and I figured I had to pay like $8,000 back, because I figured I'd last 6 months. But I didn't. I finished. And so then after I graduated, I started applying for jobs, and I thought I was going to get a job, and I never did. I applied to like 3 different places and got turned down almost immediately, and that was really discouraging. But I started making Swords of Magic because I wanted to learn Unreal Engine more, because I learned it in one of my later classes. So I started playing with Swords of Magic, or with Unreal Engine, and then one of my friends was like, you should live stream this because I want to watch you work on this. It's really cool. And I was like, I don't know about that. But I decided to do it anyway because I was really bored, didn't have any friends at the time, because I just, been all focused on being a dad and all this stuff. So I started live streaming. Right after I graduated college. So I had like this big, huge crowning achievement in my life that I never thought I'd ever be able to do. So I felt really accomplished. I felt like I could do things. I could actually finish things. And I was super confident because I had all these new skills and like game art and stuff, and I was like, damn, I'm actually going somewhere now, because I spent a long time doing like vector art in or for like 2D games, and my art always like was just like bad, I thought. So now I can actually make art, and that was cool. And then I was live streaming, and I suddenly started growing a small audience. I only had like 8 or so viewers after like a couple months in, but those viewers were like consistent people, and I was consistently streaming almost every night, and they kept coming in and asking for progress on the game. So I just kept working on it, and I just kept working on it, and I kept working on it. And then suddenly people were like, hey, do you want help working on this? And I was like bringing other people into the project and stuff. And there's something about that, something about the consistency and the accountability and like being in a good mindset that just brought that game to life. There you go. Those are like the 3 things that I think actually finished that game for me. I think being in a good mindset and being confident in what you're doing and knowing you can do it is huge. Oh, and here's another one. I went into Swords and Magic not with a huge game plan, right? I didn't go into Swords and Magic saying, this is my game document, or my game design document. I know I have to build this thing and this thing. This is gonna be the end of the game. I know how this thing's gonna work. Like, I didn't know any of it. I went into it totally blind, and I treated Unreal Engine and Swords and Magic like a big sandbox. And I just went in like playing with it, like I did, like I was a kid again playing with action figures. I just wanted to like see what I could make, right? I was just playing around. So I got a character moving, and then I was like, oh, I want him to swing a sword, so I did that. And then I was like, oh, I want him to be able to pick up the sword off the ground, so I did that. Then I built a tiny inventory so I could pick up other things. And I was like, he needs a potion so we can heal. Then I was like, now he needs to take damage so we can actually like die and heal that damage, whatever. And I just kept adding little thing after little thing, and like discovering more of the engine and discovering more tools and like expanding my knowledge. And I just treated it like it was a toy. Like I was just playing with it. And then by the time like I realized like that I was actually learning and building a big project, like I had already learned enough that I didn't want to quit at that point. Anyway, bye Dee Dee, have fun eating. I might come back after thanks to the stream. Yeah, no problem, man. When I was a kid, I saved up $1,000, like $1,600 at the time, sorry, for a PC. My mom took it, and instead of paying for the PC from PC World, she got it on finance. She ended up not paying it off in the period, and 8 years later, she finished paying it, and it cost her like $4K. Oh my god. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, financing is dangerous. What is Full Sail? I've heard of it, but as someone from the UK, I don't think I understand it. Oh, yeah. So in UK, we have Open University, which are like learn from home things. And that. No, well, sort of. I guess it's sort of like that. So Full Sail University is an accredited college, but it is a for-profit school. So a college is, so in the United States, we do our K-12 schools, which is like kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. And in 12th grade, you're about 18. So you graduate high school right when you turn like 18 or so, and then you're kind of just out on your own then. You don't have to do any other schooling. There's no other schooling. Typically, there's not free schooling. Some people go to a community college, which is like a 2-year degree program right out of high school. And you get an associate's degree, which is like you probably know what an associate's degree is, but it's like a basic level of education beyond school. And a lot of like jobs will just ask for some sort of education past high school. So that's usually what most people do, is like just like a community college. And a lot of places will pay for you to go to community college, or it'll just be free for you if you go in state. So if you stay, like I was in Wyoming, so if I got good enough grades, I didn't, but if I had like within a threshold of good enough grades in high school, I could have gone to community college for free in Wyoming, and I would have got like a dorm and everything. It would have been the whole college experience. I didn't have that, and it would have cost me a bunch of money just getting an associate's degree, and I had no idea what I wanted to do other than make games, so I didn't do that. Instead, I went to an online school, which cost like $3,500 a semester, so like every 6 months or so. I think that was every 6 months or so, I don't remember. I did one semester. My grandpa paid for it because he thought that I was going to get into programming, and I thought I was too. I dropped out after like 3 months and cost him like $3,500. So from then on, I decided I was not going back to school because I didn't want to cost anyone else money, and I didn't have the money to do it. Then I found Art Institute, And that was like, oh my god, this is like an artsy school. It's not programming related. I can learn to do art for games. This is going to be so cool. Then they were like, well, you don't have good enough grades from high school to do the game art program, so you should just do like, oh my god, why am I on such a tangent? Anyway, I did that, and that cost me a bunch of money, and I didn't graduate and quit. But Art Institute and Full Sail are very similar. They're just colleges. They have locations, so you can go to them, right? Some of them have multiple locations around the country here. And it's just a college where you go where you can get a bachelor's degree or an associate's degree or even a master's degree now, I think. Maybe even a doctorate, I think, and some of them might. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, you can just go get your degree. It's just like university. But in the United States, we don't get that stuff for free, right? We have to pay for it. And so it was $55,000 for my degree, for my game art degree. If I had to do it again, I would probably do it again. But I do not recommend most people to do it again or to do that, because the reason it worked for me is because I think I needed that sort of like motivation, because I thought I was such a failure. Like I thought I was stupid because I failed out of high school almost, and then I failed out of the programming class I was in for C++ because I did not know what the hell was going on then. And I just didn't care enough to like really get into it because I couldn't see how it was pertaining to game development at the time, which is stupid, but I didn't. Especially since we were just making like text programs. It was just like command line programs, like, I don't know. Which is fine, that's where you start with programming, but I couldn't like see like how does this turn into graphics? How do I get a character on the screen? Like I couldn't figure that out, and so I just got bored of it. So I quit. But yeah, so I think going to college for game art really did help me because I thought I was a failure and I thought I couldn't do it. And like honestly, how they taught in Full Sail was pretty awful. A lot of the classes, a lot of the instructors would just give us YouTube videos for the week, and we'd watch a couple of YouTube videos and then do a kind of follow along with the YouTube videos, whatever, like a tutorial. And then we would just turn that in, like, you know, submit some art or whatever, or an OBJ file or an FBX file or whatever, and then they would grade it, and then we'd go on, and that would be it. And then we have like, and this is why I thrived in a Full Sail. This is the only reason I probably finished, is because a lot of the courses, especially the art ones, we had weekly like meetups, and everyone in the class had to meet at a certain time for like an hour, and our instructor would go through and showcase all of our art, and he would critique it on stream, like live on his like a Zoom meeting or whatever. Sometimes it took a couple hours to get through everyone's stuff, but after I did my first one, I was like, oh my god, I get to showcase all my stuff in front of my peers, and I'm kind of a show off, so I really wanted to impress everyone. And my goal was the entire time, my entire like 3.5 years I was in that school, was every time we had a showcase session like that, my goal was to make it so the instructor or professor, whatever you want to call him, the teacher, had no feedback. Like he just couldn't, like there was just nothing that they could tell me that I could improve on. That was my goal. Never happened. They always found something, which in hindsight makes sense, because even if like there's no way you'd be like, this is perfect. Like no one's ever gonna do that. But my goal was like, because I pushed so hard to do that, I learned tons of stuff outside of class. Like, so I'd get the YouTube video right on how to like do texture painting or whatever, and then I go in and be like, how do I do this thing, or how do I add this thing, or how do I do this? And like I would go way above and beyond. Plus the whole time I kept thinking, I know how this is gonna relate to making a video game, so I need to know how to do this thing too. So like I was doing stuff way before everyone else was doing it. Like for one of our assignments, I remember we had this like a list of like props, right, for a dungeon. And I was like, oh, now this is right up my alley. I'm so excited about this. And we had to do 3 of the 20 props. I did 25 props. I built the entire dungeon scene. I did all 20 of the props plus 5 extra ones that I wanted to add in there. They're all unique. They were all textured. They didn't have to be textured. I did that because I wanted to. Hey, what's up, Krim? Welcome in. Thanks so much for the raid. I don't know how I missed the alert. And yeah, I am a nerd, but like I loved it. And that's the thing, is like I never had something like that in high school where I cared enough. Like even like my art classes in high school, I just didn't care. I just didn't it was like, I'm not going to go above and beyond. I'm going to go draw something I want to draw. But like when I actually got into college and I got to do something that I was actually really passionate about and I love doing, like yeah, like this is the kind of stuff I would be doing anyway. So like why not just go above and beyond? So yeah, I did like 25 props that day. My instructor like pulled it up on screen and he's like, I must have the wrong file or something. And I was like, no, this is my stuff. Like I just was having fun, so I just kept going. And he was just like, he didn't know what to say. It was awesome. There was no alert. Oh, I don't know why that's happening. I might have turned something off. I don't know. I'm not gonna try to fix it right now. Anyway, welcome in everybody. This is story time with Kindred. We don't make games here. We just tell stories. We just chat and do nothing else. No, I'm actually gonna show off the game because we have a couple people asking about it. This is a new game I'm working on. It's relatively new. It's about 2 months old now, and I actually already have a release date scheduled for it, which is March 4th on Steam. That's the plan. Anyway, we'll see if that happens. This game is called Seeking Adventure. This is a placeholder. Like the logo will probably stay the same, but this is gonna be like have a nice background and everything. The logo will probably move around and do all fun stuff. We're just setting up a saving loading system today. It kind of works. Pick one. This is the also very placeholder level loading or level selection screen. You'll have like one of these unlocked, and then you'll be able to click on other ones. There's also some fun artifacting stuff going on here. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, yeah, so you'll like click a level, it'll open up. Here's a level. I have an inventory at the bottom with equipment and stats and consumables and a whole inventory. I can click on things. Oh, there's some stuff in here. Cool. It's a search and find hidden object adventure RPG. So I've got some food, I've got some weapons. I can equip this weapon. I need to get the tooltips working for equipment. And then this guy, so he's a challenge. This guy's a quest. So if I have 2 apples, I can trade it in for some mysterious quest reward. Oh, he gave me a key. Cool. And now I can turn in 2 more apples. Did I break something? Oh, he just must be set to repeatable. Anyway, I have 2 keys. And then this quest is like, or this chest is like, oh, if you have a key, I'll give you something special. Ah, it's this thing. Okay, cool. So now I have another weapon I can equip. As I equip these, it changes my stats over here. So it's a like this says right here, weapon D8, combat +2. So I click this to equip, and now I have a D8 for my combat score, or my combat stat, and I have a +2. So I roll a D8 +2. So I want to fight this guy, but he is not combat. He's charisma, right? So he needs the loot. So I have to roll a 3 to win that one. So it's right here. But if I equip this guy, it's a head D6, which your head is charisma. All the equipment things have like change one of your stats, and that'll be more like explained when I have the better tooltip. Anyway, so I equip this and it gives me a D6 in my charisma. So now when I try to fight him, I roll a D6 and then I get a +0. So I click that, roll, I got a 2. So he did 1 damage to me. I can eat a apple if I have one. There's no apples left. I cannot eat an apple. Anyway, so I'll try him again. Beat him that time. So I got a sword. Cool. That's basically the game. So I unlock things. There's gonna be a goals section at the top, or like a quest. I don't know what I was gonna call it. There's like a box at the top where like special items you're supposed to find. So we can go back here and go to this level. This is a more like complete level that would actually that kind of represents like what the game might look like. So I can just hover over things to see. Okay, here's a combat guy. Combat guy sees must be some bandits over here. They have a chest they're guarding. One of these is probably going to give me the key for the chest. Okay, there's a crate over here. What's in this crate? Okay, there's a little potion. They bounce out if they're stuck behind something, so you can't lose items. Cool potion. This one will bounce out. Oh, bounce the other way. Cool. So I've got some potions. My inventory is not saving right now. We're literally setting that up today. So she wants hide. The boar wants to give me one of his tusks in exchange for 2 carrots. Seems like one hell of an offer. We have a bear here. He gives me the hide. So I know if I defeat him with strength, not combat, strength, I have to wrestle him, then I'll get his hide. And then I can turn the hide in for boots. So that's kind of like my goal. So let's beat these guys first, just because. So actually, let's do the boar tusk first, because it's probably gonna be a weapon, right? Who knows what it is? There's 2 carrots. Boom. Got a tusk. What is it? Weapon D8. Cool. That is a huge upgrade for my weapons. So now I have a boar tusk as my weapon. So let's go fight this guy now. Oh, I beat him 1 time. He has 3 health, so I have to defeat him 3 times. Sorry about the print strings. 3 times. Boom. Okay, so he gave me a health potion. Oh, took some damage. Took more damage. Took more damage. I'm rolling really bad. There we go. Beat him. So there's the key. So if I die, nothing happens. I just have 0 health, and then you can't perform challenges. So that's it. Like there's really no drawback. It's really casual, so it's really not a big deal if you die or lose. I'm gonna fight. Did I get this one? Okay. Yeah. So now I beat both of them. I can open the chest. Aha! There's some armor. Should show me what it does when you hover over there. Give me D6, so that'll give me more health, or more health slots. I mean, I can drink some potions to heal back up. And now I have a strength +1, so now I can go fight the bear, because I couldn't get that 4 before. Oh yeah, I could. It was a D4. Never mind. Anyway, there's my hide. Cool. And I'll turn that in to get a boot. Get some boots. And there we go. Now I have even more stamina. That's the game. This is looking incredible since last time I tuned in, dude. Great stuff. Thank you, Grim. Appreciate it, man. How was your stream? What were you working on? How are you animating those things, Spine? No, these are literally all animated with code, which is really different for me. But yeah, so this is just using a timeline that's just making like kind of squish, like to look like they're breathing. And then they are hopping around. When they hop around, they're playing a timeline that just makes them pop up and down. So it's just all animated with code. I'm literally just moving them around and changing their scale. That's it. And these guys are literally just swaying back and forth with a timeline too, just rotating. So I'm not too worried about it, because it's like, I don't know if it's cheaper than playing flipbooks, but it's pretty cheap. Oh, the fire. There's a fire here, and it's supposed to be above the ground. I don't know why it got sunk in the ground. Actually, I do know why I changed some things. Anyway, oh, and same with this cave. This is supposed to be above the ground too. Yeah, I don't know if this is expensive or not, because all these trees can be shook, so they're all individual actors. I could go through and make them sprites, and when you click on them, it switches to an actor, like you would do like with like choppable trees or whatever in like an open world game. But as of right now, I'm getting almost 60 frames per second. I'm playing on Ultra, I'm live streaming, and I'm playing in editor. So I don't think it matters, you know? Like this is, I mean, like I'll probably have bigger levels than this, and maybe if we do and we start seeing a dip below 60 frames per second in like a package build, then we'll worry about it. But as of right now, I'm not too concerned. I mean, it's a 2D game, so it really I should be seeing like 300 frames per second, you'd think, right? So like, I don't know. But I figured people have pretty decent computers now. I don't think it's a big deal. Technically, it's quite expensive, but if the scope is in check, it seems fine. Yeah. You could do most of the animation inside shader. Yeah, that's true. I could do that. And I have considered that as well. That would be like a last resort, probably, like solution. If there's a situation where like these get too expensive, then I will probably look into doing that. Anyway, but yeah, this is the game. Here's a level that Jana made just like a couple hours yesterday. The levels are super easy to make. They're all like the same mechanics over and over again, just challenges and quests. I want to do some more things. Like I want to do like a castle wall or something, and have like a gate, like a portcullis or gate or whatever, and like a lever, and you'll like have to like challenge with a lever with a strength challenge or whatever, and then it'll like open the gate and then reveal something behind it that you can like get to. And I want to do like houses with like doors you click to open. Then there might be something behind the door. I also want to do things that like just animate. So like maybe like the pigs, when you click them, if they don't have anything, they should just like hop and then like squeal or something and make a sound effect. Just so it's like there's more fun things to interact with. It doesn't necessarily always have to be like, I don't always have to be like shaking bushes and can't get to that bush. Yeah, I can. I need to make it so if they hop out to the right, then they bounce to the right too. Because right now they'll hop out to the right and then bounce back to the left till they get out. Also, these barrels are not sorted correctly. We'll fix that. Anyway, the dog here wants a bone. This guy wants a flower. She wants to be defeated by loot, by music. But so this requires a 5, and I'm rolling a d4. So I can only roll up to a 4. So I know I can't beat her because I have a +0 in my charisma right now. So I need something to boost my charisma before I can even try to challenge that. Wheat. I can get wheat for you. Click around all the wheat. 3 wheat. Cool. I got milk. Farmer wanted some milk. Got a bone. Dog wanted a bone. He dropped a message in a bottle. So the top bar up here would have like goal items to get. So like that message in a bottle would definitely be one of them. So like once you get that, it like checks it off and shows like, oh, you have one of your 5 items checked off or whatever. And then once you find all 5 of those, you've 100%ed the level, and then you can move on. So because it's like an RPG, you can always just go back like out of the level and come back in, and I can just like farm wheat if I wanted to. So maybe somewhere later on the road, I can find a guy who's like trades wheat for potions or something. So I know I can always come back to this level and get a bunch of wheat and then go back to him and trade it. And like that's just sort of like the openness of the RPG, like the open world RPG kind of like aspect coming through, which I kind of like a lot. Have you pushed it to see how many objects you can have in before performance dies? I'm assuming it will be around 450 actors. I have not yet, but I need to. I like things like the trees and stuff should be pretty performant, other than their animations playing. And like you said, like a shader could easily handle that, and I will probably end up doing that. I'll probably almost definitely end up doing that for at least for like the characters like bouncing and the trees swaying and stuff. That'll probably be a lot cheaper. But yeah, then once you have all those things checked off, then you can go back to your map and you'll see like these crystals are in the bottom left. That'll be like your overall like completion percentage or whatever. So so it'll like, if you have like 3 things here, you'll have +3 here, right? And then that'll add for like all the levels you have done. So when you go back to the map, let's say I want to unlock this level, whatever, it'll show a lock symbol. In fact, I'm almost set up right now, but like that's already set up. So it'll show a lock symbol and show how many crystals you need. So this could be like 12 or something. And then if I had 12, because I've done found at least 12 objects between these 4 levels, then I can unlock this next one and then go to the next level. I don't know if it's going to be a hex like this though. I'm thinking about changing it to be more like this. I shouldn't have clicked on that. More like this kind of map. This looks terrible. But you know what I mean. So you'll just be able to like go, and then it'll be like branching. So you have to follow like branches. So it'll be like you have to have this last one unlocked, or like you'll have to have at least this or this unlocked or whatever before you can open this level or whatever. I think like having a map like that would be more interesting and feel more like an adventure than this. This feels like Settlers Catan, which is like fine, I guess, but I just think it's not as interesting. Plus, this also, like, this is already 4 levels we have. Like, I mean, this one's a test level. There's like nothing in it, right? Random stuff. And this one's like my first test level, which we might actually make this into like the first tutorial level, but I'll probably change this because I don't. First of all, like this tree shouldn't just drop like loot. Got my screen. But anyway, like 4 levels already looks like not a lot. Like this whole thing looks like not a lot of levels. So if you like open this game up and you're like, oh, there's 1 level in the middle and this just this one thing, it just doesn't feel like there's a ton of content. But if I had like a huge open world and you could like scroll through it, right, and you like see all these things, like it's just all these spaces spread out, it's gonna feel a lot bigger and like a lot more expansive. And I feel like just feeling like that is really important when it comes to like game development. Like even if it's not true, just as long as it feels like it's bigger and feels like there's more to do, then it feels better, and that's what you want. Before you're struggling to hold 30 FPS. Yeah, that's purely based on the timeline overhead. It's going to be a play it once and done kind of thing, like no replayability. Yeah, pretty much. Which I think is fine. My goal is like 3 hours of gameplay. It's going to be probably like $8. I'm kind of aiming for like $7.99. Right now it's $7.99, but if we can't get like 3 hours of gameplay and I don't think it's worth it by the time that we launch, then I'll drop it to $5, like $4.99. Yeah, I so with Swords of Magic, because there's like so much replayability, and well, I don't know if I want to say replayability, but there's just like so much content. I'm really trying to like just build something smaller that's like more bite-sized, and it's just like a one and done thing. Like you can buy it, play for a night, and just kind of like be like, that was cool. The 3 hour mark is really important though, to make sure you pass the 2 hour mark so you don't just replay it and refund it, right? Plus, I think anything less than 3 hours is just sort of like maybe not worth the money. I don't know. And maybe even $8 is like, maybe we need like 8 hours of content. Personally, I think if we could actually build all these levels, I think there'd be way more than 3 or 4 hours of content. I think we'd have like closer to 8 or 10. Just because like there's gonna be a lot of stuff to like click through on all the levels. Like I did this whole level. Actually, I didn't even finish this whole level. I went back, but this whole level's mostly done. But it's an early level, so it's not gonna be too complex. So it isn't too complex yet. But like I feel like if it's your first time clicking through here, like maybe you're speed running it, you know, like not actually speed running it, but you're like, you know, just kind of zipping through it, and you're just clicking on everything really quick and then seeing what happens, and that's fine. But I think there's going to be a lot of places where it's like you can't turn in something. Like for example, the dog here that has gives you the message in the bottle. The idea is that message in the bottle will be used in a different level, so you'll have it in your inventory, you'll go to a different level, and you'll find someone who has a message in a bottle who wants it. And then so you have to like jump back and forth between levels to like turn things in, like once you find certain things. And I don't want to do too many of those and not too spread too far apart, because I don't want players to forget where things go. But I think like having some of that like inner level connectivity stuff, and having like maybe even like some boss levels where there's just like a big boss, and then like maybe some things you have to like accomplish to like to attack the boss or whatever. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of fun. So we'll see. This looks cute. Thanks. My kind of game. Cool. Good to hear. Having watched a lot of indie game releases, I think it's fairly settled at this point that people don't generally refund short games. Like even games that average 1 hour in length generally don't get more than 20% refunds. Yes, yeah. This is I'm sure a part of this comes from my like childhood reading Where's Waldo books, and wanting like more, right? Like, yeah, it's very much like Where's Waldo meets like D&D or whatever, like with the stats and everything, which I love. Then honestly, I've been thinking about it, and I wonder if like the stats are too much. Like I might kick this down to like combat, charisma, strength or something. Maybe not strength, maybe like combat, charisma, and crafting. This bottom one's crafting. But another thing I like about it, which is something I haven't really talked about much, is that I want to get rid of almost all the text in the game. Like I think these stats, equipment, consumable inventory, like they don't need to be there at all. I think players can figure out what they are. And maybe I'll do an icon or something for them instead. And I'm gonna redo the art for this whole thing anyway. I think this is ugly. It's probably gonna be like a box down here for your inventory that's just gonna be like, maybe look like a backpack or like a scroll or something. I don't know. We'll do in a similar cartoony like tech like style. And then we'll probably do that for like all of them, whatever it is, the same theme. But I think it's just gonna have like an icon for like all the different things, so you know what they are. And then people underestimate how well no text games do. Not only does it work for all languages, it also works for no languages. Exactly. So what Jana and I have been like discovering as we've been like designing levels for this, oh, I didn't mean to do that, I meant to close my inventory, which I love, is that like you get to kind of like make up your own stories for why people want things. Like there's a cow in a boat. Like why is there a cow in a boat? And you get to like figure that out, because there's no text to tell you like what's going on in the game. And like these guys, like he wants a flower, and then there's like a little boy and a little girl, right? And she wants like to be charmed. I don't know. Maybe giving her charisma as a challenge isn't a good idea. But you have to convince her of something or whatever. Like you can figure that out, right? Because it's charisma, maybe you'll figure out it's charisma. Maybe you just think you're just playing a lute for them. You're just performing for them. It's up to the player's imagination, really, which I love. Why is this dog behind the crate? Is the crate technically in front of him? Maybe, probably. But yeah, you kind of just get to like figure out, like, obviously the dog wants a bone. That's a given one, right? There's not really a whole lot of creativity that needs to be processed there. But because there's no text, so you kind of just get to like figure out what things are yourself and like why this person wants this thing. So like the inventory down here, get off my screen. They're not gonna say like the names of the items. It's just like, in fact, these guys are probably not gonna say anything, because that's probably why they're getting errors, because there's like nothing to know about them, right? They're just here. I need to fix that. You can't hover through those. The consumables will tell you how much health they heal, and the equipment will tell you what stats they give you. So we need to set that up too. Like, it kind of works. It just needs to be like beautified a little bit, polished up. But yeah, the majority of work left to do in this game is just going to be polish and level design, which I love when they like bounce together. Which is going to be more work than it sounds like it is. Like, that's, I'm not trying to underestimate the amount of work it's going to be to build all the levels we need. But it is kind of nice building small, concise levels like this. This one's going to bounce forever. I kind of love it though. Anyway, the content is 95% of development, right? Yeah. Yeah, hopefully in this case it's not 95%, but I think it's going to be a good chunk of it. But that's okay. I don't mind. But yeah, we can't beat her. Now we can. This gives us +2 on charisma. So now we only have to roll a 3. I need to fix this, because right now it shows what you rolled plus your buff. And now I can't do anything because I'm hurt. See, now my health shakes. So that's it. Eat some apples before I can try again. But yeah, it shows a 4 because I rolled like I rolled a 2 + 2. Then 2 + 2 again, and I can't do anything. There it is. So I rolled a 6 that time. So I actually rolled a 4 and then I got a +2. So I need to fix that. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do about music yet. Oh yeah, this guy's repeatable too, and he shouldn't be. I'm honestly kind of tempted just to make my own music, but I think the smartest thing to do would be just to go buy a track, a couple tracks. Watch my son play games like Goat Simulator blows my mind because of the stories he comes up with. Yeah, see? Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Oh, I'm getting errors. Oh, right. This we anticipated this. We knew this was going to happen. Because we're getting the save component. And now we actually need to check get game instance. Hold on. We're gonna go make a function like a function library out of this. Let's go. I don't want to make a new one, but like we really need one. That's fine. We'll just call it generic so we can put a bunch of junk on it. Get game instance. This is gonna be a problem because it's gonna get annoying when I don't know the difference. Yeah, that's fine. Get my game instance. That's fine. So we'll know the difference. Where was that? Here. And this could probably actually be... So, okay, so do we add these functions to the game instance? What if we just add them to this new generic BPFL? What if we call this, what if we rename this? Hold on. All right, let's do this. Let's rename this to, oh, how does this not end up in the right folder? BPFL, I know what it's called. It's gonna go into blueprints, core. Libraries. And then we're gonna move all those functions to this. So I mean, I guess we technically have, don't we have a why don't we just build this function in here in the quest thing? Doesn't this make sense as like it's its own function? Get off. Thank you. That's not what I wanted. And then we just need to put this in the save data. Okay, then we do get game instance, which really I should make this a pure. Get save game slot, get data, break. We should do a BPFL for this too. It just gets like quest data. No, I think we only need it like one in this one spot. Oh, we already had that. Okay, it's a little messier, but it's fine. Whoop, fingers. Cleaner. Okay. What else? We had we're checking back. Okay. Find active quest. If that quest is not complete, that is the active quest. We don't need this anymore. Okay. Let's. That's why I wasn't seeing the quest complete in some of those places. No, quest complete. Still letting me turn quests in? Is that quest not? So, do we want to use the save component? Or are we gonna, let's just put this in. Let's just grab this. And put it in here. I'm glad I'm like refactoring things earlier. Do nothing. No, this isn't how I want to do this. Store that. And then we add unique here. Now we set members. Wait, what are we doing? This. What is this doing? Got it. Let me call this function save game, save data. I was just gonna say maybe we'd like just have it get its own data and save so we don't have to import it when we call the save game. But I can't see a situation where, yeah, maybe we should do that. Yeah, let's just leave it how it is. Where was I though? My only concern is I'm a little worried that we're gonna run into a situation where we're gonna want to save the game but not have any data to input, so we'll have to get the data from the game instance and then save it, which is kind of what we're doing here anyway, but we have to modify it first. But like, if we want to save the game when we leave the level or whatever, we're not modifying data before we save the game. But I guess we will have already saved the game every time we modify the data beforehand, so we shouldn't need to save the game before we leave the level. Here's a question. Should we make autosave or not? I like autosave, especially in casual games, because it feels like you don't have to worry about it, you know? But I also feel like I don't know. What's up, y'all? Y'all Lighthouse? Sorry, I was kind of focused. I wasn't paying attention to chat. Also, I realized that my Google chat was minimized, or my YouTube chat was minimized, I mean. So, sorry. What happened to the game you were working on some time ago? Is like a 3-lane RTS thing. Jeff, I don't think you're still here. I'm sure this was hours ago, and I'm so sorry. Yeah, that game. Sometimes when you make like a game and you like prototype or whatever, and you just realize that like the fun isn't there, or like the fun is gonna take a lot of work to do, that like you just end up scrapping it. That's what happened with that game. It was just too much work. What is this game about? Lunar 9, I hope I answer your question. Mateus, sorry I missed your message too. I think equipable items should have a different border or something so users know what they can click, that they can click on them to equip. Right now it's not very easy to know they're equipable. Yeah, when you hover over them, you will know. I'll show you. When you hover, oh my god, get off my screen. Steam? Exit Steam. Go away. Anyway, oh damn it. Sorry. Okay, we need to make that like a pop-up that says like, are you sure you want to go to the main menu? Because that's going to get annoying. People click that on accident. So when you hover over this, it says head D6, combat +1, stamina +1. This one says weapon D8, combat +2. When you hover over a basic item, I don't have any, but like here's an apple. So like here's a consumable. You know this is food because it's gonna come up and show like a food icon and then show a heart next to it, or how many hearts it takes. So this food gives you 1 heart, so it'll show a full heart container next to it. We could do like this could give you, actually this will probably show half a heart container. Oh, I defeated him too easily. Anyway, if I was hurt, yeah, this only gives me half a heart container, so it would show half. But these guys would show like what they do, and you would know they could be equipped because of that. And you can always just click something in your inventory to find out what it does, right? And you'd figure out pretty quick that you can equip it. I think I'm gonna set it up so you can equip these or unequip these though. Also, if you end up with 2 of the same weapon, like I have the sword here, and I have 2. I can, if I equip that one, it like loses it because it's the same weapon. But then if I find another apple, equip this here, I'll get those 2 weapons back. There's a fun bug right now. So when you equip, it's like it hides the one that's equipped. I think that's what's happening. Is it's hiding the one that's equipped, and the one that's equipped happens to be the same as the other one, so it's hiding both of them. So yeah, autosave also gives me trust issues. Okay, so we do both. Let's just do we'll just have like a save button in the menu, and when you quit the game it'll just say save and quit. But maybe we just have like an autosave like turn that you can turn on and off. I just think sometimes it's nice to be able to like just play a game and not have to worry about saving. Like I can't tell you how many times I just like booted up like Grand Theft Auto back in the day, like when that was still new and exciting, and we didn't have to wait 12 years for 6 to come out. But I'd like open up like Grand Theft Auto or whatever, and I would just play for like 2 hours and just do nothing useful, and then just close the game and not save it. And if that was like had an auto save, that would really suck. Wouldn't really do that kind of stuff. Then again, in this game, I can't really see a situation where you would not want to save. But like maybe if you just like went through a bunch of consumable. Now, here's the thing. I think we might run into save scumming issues. Because let's say you go to a boss fight and he has like 10 health or whatever, you have to make 10 rolls. I don't know if that's actually fun. I don't know if a boss fight is a good idea in this game or not. I haven't decided yet. But we'll just say that's what it was. Maybe a boss needs to be like made up of different pieces, but whatever. Let's just say there's a boss fight and he's one piece and you have to fight him 10 times. And you lose like all your health and you have to go through all your consumables to beat him again. That might not feel good, and you might want to like reload to try again without using the consumables. But that's all like just luck. So you could technically just like hit him once, and if you failed and you got hurt, you could close the game and not save, and then open it back up and hit him again. And if you hit him that time, then you'd save the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if I want players to be like save scumming like that, because I just think that kind of, not that it ruins the game, I'm not worried about them like not playing the way I want them to play, but I don't want it to turn into a stressful, frustrating situation where players are spending an hour fighting one enemy because they just keep save scumming because it's like a hard fight. Like if it's that hard and you're losing all your consumables, like come back later when you have more stats, right? Maybe. Anyway, Nick and I on YouTube also says, what about procedurally generated tiles so you get near infinite levels and you can replay? Well, the problem with that is like if I procedurally generate the levels, I don't know how that would feel. I mean, I guess we could do it. There's like no lighting in this level. What's going on? It's just really dark. I don't know why it looks so dark. I just worry, like, I mean, I feel like it'd be a lot of work to build a procedurally generated system that would be engaging and interesting and have like interesting build levels. What's up, Oob? Souls like be like, what? I think autosave because this is the kind of game where if you lose track of what you've completed, it would be a problem. Yes, true. I've got no idea how one would even handle save games. I mean, I know how I develop my own save game stuff, but I have no idea how Unreal's built-in stuff. Yeah, Unreal's built-in stuff is really simple. Basically, when you check for a save game file, it's just checking to see if there's a save game with that slot name, like file name, in your save game folder. That's like literally all it does. And then if it finds something there, then it tells you, yeah, there's a save game here. And then you can load that data into a save game object. And then you use that save game object to get the data off of it. And then when you want to create one, you just create the save game object and then save the data on that object to that slot. Which is the file system. It's like incredibly simple, which is good. Like it doesn't need to be more complicated than that. Autosave feels better for casual games. Yes, I think you're right. Yeah, I love the idea of like procedural, like that would be kind of cool if you could just like procedurally generate levels, because then you could just keep playing like the search and find game forever with just like, and maybe we could just like build a system where it's like, I had not considered that, but now I'm thinking about it, it actually could work. Like we could build little mini levels, right? Just like a ton of them, like this wheat right here, mini level, right? Cluster of trees could mini level. 2 kids we wouldn't have to do that, but we could do like 2 kids like a mini level. The pigsty with the farmer there, mini level. The boat with the cow, farmer level. Like or a mini level. We could do like 200, 300 little mini levels, right? Maybe not many, but like just a whole bunch of little tiny things, with just like a couple little things there. And then we would just designate like, well, this is an NPC, so it could have a quest or a challenge. This is an NPC, so it could have a quest or a challenge. These are NPCs too. Trees could have certain things that drop from them. Like we just make like a list of things they could drop, and like, or they just get spawned and that's just what they drop, whatever. Maybe each tree just drops a certain thing, that's it. And then we could just go through and build a system where it like grabs everything from the level, or like, sorry, it would go through and like spawn everything. Like it would like find a location and say, okay, spawn here at 00 whatever, or somewhere around here. And then it would find a new location, make sure it's not too close to the other location, and spawn that here. It would just like spawn all the clusters everywhere. And then maybe it would just like fill the rest in with like trees or foliage or whatever. I don't know, we could do that. Maybe PCG could do this. I don't know. It probably would, and probably could. And probably in a better way than I could do it, like hand-coded. But then we just have like a manager go through and grab like all the actors in the level, probably loop through them and look at all the things they have, and then like generate quest items this would be kind of tricky because you'd have to generate enough. You have to generate like quest items for all the little things. Oh man, I don't know. This would be kind of a pain. It'd probably take like 2 weeks to build. Tell you what, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep building handmade levels because that's kind of like a staple in like Kinder games right now is like handmade content, which I like. I have plans for future games with generated content, so it doesn't really need to be a staple, and I don't know, it doesn't really matter. But we'll just build hand placed content for now. And then if the game does really well and we decide to add more to it, that's when I will just build a procedural level generator and try it. Because then you could just, yeah, like that would be really cool to have just like procedurally generated levels and just like, that'd be cool. But linking them together would be really difficult. Like if, like, let's just say all these little clusters, like here's a pigsty, here's a dog in a dog house or something, who knows? Like to link these together to make sure that if like those are the two things that spawn, you have to have quests between each other. So like the dog wants something the pigs give you, the pigs want something you can get somewhere else. So you would need like a base thing, like, so you need like a resource generator. So like trees could be a resource generator. Wheat would be a resource generator. Bushes, resource generator. So you'd have to like have at least one resource generator, and then that would have to link to something else randomly and say, okay, well these things want that thing, which would also mean like the dog might want wheat or a carrot or something, which is like fine, but it's sort of like it's gonna feel really arbitrary and not like tell that much of a story. And then the dog has that thing, so then we have to pick something else that wants that thing or whatever. It wouldn't be too bad. I think we could do it. I just think it might feel meh, and because we're like hand building like clusters of like things and then like just kind of throwing them into a level, after like 5 or 10 levels you're probably going to start seeing a couple repeats here and there depending on how many we have, right? And you're going to get some weird stuff like here's a volcano or something, or like here's a demon portal or something, I don't know, and then there's like a pig farmer next to it, or like I don't know, like I'm sure they'll all somewhat fit together, but it's going to be weird. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. I think it could work and it could be cool for additional content. Anyway, I've lost all motivation and focus, and I need to like refocus, but I need food to do that because it's 4 o'clock and I haven't had lunch yet. So I'm gonna go to snack, and we're gonna call this a successful live stream, and you guys are going to go maybe raid somebody. What's your take on raiding someone today? We can go raid. I don't know. Let's not raid anyone. We are just gonna leave. Yeah, we're just gonna end the stream. Sorry guys. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out today. Appreciate it. Have a fantastic rest of your week. I'll see you on Thursday. And I'm excited to keep working on this. If you guys are not supporting on Patreon, you can check that out at this. Oh, I can type. At this thing. At that link. Oh, sorry. That literally was like an auto thing on top of it. I don't know why that sent twice. Anyway, yeah, and so click that link. You can go to Patreon and you can get access to the early builds. You get here and I end. Yeah, sorry, Ben. You can get access to early builds of this game right now. I'm actually going to give all of our patrons keys to the game, so you'll get full access to the full game just for paying for 1 month on Patreon, which is more than the game will cost when it launches. So if you want to just wait till March, that's fine too. I understand that. But if you want to support development, I would appreciate it. Yeah, check out Patreon. Anyway, don't forget to check out the Discord either if you want to follow along. There is a Discord channel for this now, and it will be public very soon. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.